Clock Tower, Mitsu versus Sophie.
Yeah, I think the stage is going to play in Xephukai's favor, depending on how aggressive he plays this matchup as he gets launched right out in the opening.
Nobody is deciding to play any games right now. Run up 3B, wake up stab, we're out here. Another 3B punish. Not trying to sidestep that. In fact, I'm not even sure that he can. Ends up going for a sidestep BB instead of a 2-2-A. Doesn't feel confident in the sidestep, huh?
Ooh, gonna land that side grab. No punish. I mean, I feel like he could have gotten something better as he lands this lethal hit.
Oh, wow.
And he has Shura. Oh my god. Kashi. Just putting on the murking. My god.
Another wake-up stab, but this is something that I've been seeing for every single game that I've seen Kashi go through so far this match, and especially when he plays Mitsu, is that despite the fact his character's sidestep is the worst in the game, he's able to come up with situations to sidestep at such AI-level timing, and it's just incredible.
Looking like, yep, Xephukai's gonna put one on the board. Definitely not going down without a fight. As we go into battle 4, Xephukai sitting on 2 bars, but Kashi pushing the pressure. Tries to sidestep the second hit of that Sophitia string, getting hit with it.
Took him out of that soul charge too. That kind of sucks. And is that going to be a ring out? Does he have a ring out here? No, just decides to go for pressure. Ooh, giving Mitsu an additional bar though. Giving him Shura as well off of the reversal edge A. That's not a good look. Nice sidestep.
Nice sidestep.
Really hard to do that as Mitsu.
It's just like you were pointing out, it's like, ooh, that's gonna be it.
Yeah, steps up.
Xephukai getting murked during the first set of this set versus Kashi.
Yeah. So
and we're now in top 8. Is that that's correct?
Yeah,
right?
top 8 now. Curious to see if we're gonna go over to X. We're not. My curiosity has been slated.
They didn't even get a chance to entertain it. Xephukai was just like, nope.
In all of Murder, She Wrote. Oh no, why'd you do that?
Into the wall, and I mean, Kashi's on fire here.
Oh,
nice duck.
Hit on top of it. Has the meter advantage, but it's so, wow, where
and
are these sides coming from? Are you gonna try
I just keep hearing you saying the way he sidestep, it just feels like it's AI controlled, and I totally see it. I can't unsee it. It just
Nullify vertical attack S. Shout out from SC4. And you can tell that like Zeph is getting conditioned so heavily not to wing out anything that could potentially be sidestep, even by the character with the worst sidestep in the game. Very, very spooky, scary stuff. Could have gotten a punish there. Ends up not doing it. Gonna spend meter here? No, just gonna get caught instead.
Again, Mitsu and Soul Charge. Alright, finally Xephukai landing at 6-6B.
Dangerous 6-6B. We've seen him sidestep in that situation over and over again. Catches the RE, but you can tell that there are these situations Zeph is trying to understand Kashi's timing right now, of just waiting a little while and then going for a hard commit on a sidestep. It doesn't seem to be working out all that much because all the horizontals are being blocked as well. So, catching the GI. Mitsu with no meter here. Fantastic punish. That's going to get him some Mar. That's going to get him the round.
Ooh, what a sequence from Kashi. Just really putting down a beating here.
Yeah, perfect wall situation for that ramp. Zeph is 1 round away from losing this.
But here comes that Sophie pressure, especially in Soul Charge.
Very small hits, though. At any point, Kashi could get another 2-2-A, and then it's game over. Especially now that the ring has been opened up. Okay, so 2 bars for Kashi in the last round, only 1 for Xephukai. Zeph wins this, or Kashi wins this, and that's the end. Lightning quick first game of top 8, huh?
Absolutely, and I mean, you know, Xephukai's really pressing the pressure here. Kashi gonna go for a Soul Charge.
Oh, tried to punish there with a 2A, tried to like catch him trying to take his turn. Ooh, that burst might have not occurred. Okay. Slightly bigger burst than normal, but Kashi still has his bar as well.
Going to these grabs. These grabs are paying dividends for Xephukai.
Surprised that
have to
Kashi
make
tried to,
something
like,
work here.
okay.
Fortunately, doesn't get it done.
Surprised that Kashi decided to spend the bar on a soul charge as opposed to try and potentially catch a duck on one of these grabs into a C, like we've seen him before earlier on in this tournament do the same kind of thing at the end of games. Guess he wasn't expecting Zeph to go so hard in the paint when it comes to those grabs. Wall rising BB. Infinite amounts of damage. The 1B whiff, but he still had to block the other one. Gets tracked by the other one. Shout out to Annuity. Wake up stab. Somebody's irritated.
And again, I think Zeph is really noticing, you know, these grabs are paying off for him.
That was an SE5 punish right there. Whip grab into a GI. Is the RE going to work? No, the RI was slightly too
Damn, he had it.
Yeah, he didn't.
Oh my God.
I mean, he was in a situation where he had already committed to the one part of the string. He had assumed that Zeph would then try to release it to beat out the B of the 1KB. He didn't. Oh, there's what he was trying to do before. Activate the armor and then sidestep it. Shades of SE5. Man, Zeph's adaptation, you can tell it's such a staunch difference with how he's playing this now as opposed to when he was in the first game. Gets a lethal hit.
Right, is this gonna be it? No, it's not. It looked like a drop combo there.
Yeah, it wasn't going to kill in the first place. I think he was just trying to juggle what kind of combo he wanted to end it with, because I assume he would have wanted to end it with some sort of reset that would provide him the ability to do soul attack. Challenging once again with small buttons.
And also, Zeph's use of this shield bash move really been working out for him as well, because Kashi has a habit of just trying to press a button, then sidestep. He just kept getting hit with that shield. Oh, God.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that's it. Ends up beating the reversal edge. Man, Kashi got so close there. That was crazy. Now, it also kind of depends on who gets the wall break at this point, because it's only one more hit for that thing to be gone. And so both these characters, I think, have the capability of, off of a wall hit, get a ring out. Mitsu does for certain, because we saw that earlier. Nice sidestep.
He's gonna soul charge here. Maybe he's gonna go for that break like you were talking about before.
You may want to try and save it for the next round. Nice jump. Ooh, decides going for the grab. And the grab again, does that gonna... Okay, he decides... Okay. Xephukai ends up taking it.
Yeah, Xephukai's use of grabs is so good. And you can kind of tell he was... Instead of relying on the shield bash to check Kashi's movement, he just started going for the grabs that Kashi was just not breaking.
Right.
And that really allowed Xephukai to really get some momentum going in his favor, ultimately leading to him winning the set. But Kashi's not out of it. You know, he's still don't get it twisted. You could still get murked. But let's see what happens in the rest of the tournament.
I think if he had overall decided to go for stuff like crouching some of these grabs, because he wasn't, it's not like Sean was doing a whole lot of 6-6Bs or something like that. If he had just decided to spend some of that bar on stuff like crouch into CE or backing up into CE, maybe that could have been a different way of approaching it. Obviously, easier said than done. Playing against Xephukai is very difficult.
Absolutely. Having played a ton of games with Xephukai, he's definitely one of his just play style and his ability to close the gap and put on the pressure in all different types of ways with Sophitia is really something to just, it's just amazing. It just, that's all I can say about Zeph. Just an amazing player, but you know, so is Kashi, but Zeph is definitely has a brand of his own in terms of the type of pressure he puts on in a match.
He was the best SC5 player in the world for good reason. Arguably. Best player in America, for sure.
So next up, we got Vesper versus linkorz.
So we saw this again just yesterday in the team tournament. Vesper had run through Link's team. Link ended up trying to become the last bastion of hope for that. So it looks like linkorz is going to be on the player 1 side playing Siegfried against Vesper on player 2 side playing Maxi. I guess it's going to be Maxi the whole way. People are trying out different characters this time. It makes sense.
Absolutely, and we saw Vesper earlier start off pretty rough against a Siegfried player in lessthanlee, but ending up coming back really strong. But, you know, again, much like in the previous match, you're talking about Xephukai being a specific brand of player and type of playstyle. I would put linkorz in that category as well. His Siegfried is just something else, you know.
His overall play style, ability to understand how the game is working out is
absolutely. Absolutely.
Sort of like Blue God. Oh man, mini grab. Like Vesper's going to be the first person to start taking notches on his belt for this round.
Nice interrupt on the stance switch.
Getting a little bit too whiff happy there in Link. He's going for that super basic, super flashy, and I mean that in the sense that his moves are always flashing white whenever he's playing. He's just going for very basic stuff, trying to make it so that his opponent is going to provide him as many opportunities for him to get reads. So he's not really getting all that much damage, but he is getting a ton of guard damage. It's important that he doesn't lose this round, though, because then the guard damage isn't really going to come into account. Nice duck, nice GI. And a good block yet again. He's got that CE, gotta watch out. And that's gonna be it. Ooh, big deal. Link just trying to count that round out and it just doesn't pan out.
You know, we are in the 3rd round, and Vesper does have a blinking gauge, and now it's red. So I'm sure linkorz is taking notice of that as he breaks his guard.
Decides to go for the stacks. He used to have the ability to get ring outs in that kind of situation, but I believe that has since been nerfed. So he's going to go for the stacks. What is he at, 8?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I feel like in that position, he would have gone for ring out, but you know, you've already
it used to be a ring out. That's not really the case anymore. That was a nerf that they ended up giving that move. Okay, ends up getting that round, but again, he got a good amount of stacks, but he's down on meter, and he's not going to have that guard gauge that he built 2 rounds to get. So how are we going to pan this out? Apparently we're just going to get hit by a lot of tiny small things, and then get one hit and equal out the amount of damage.
Ooh, both for GI does not work.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so he's got double Dark Legacy. He probably doesn't want to pop it this round, though. He's already in Dark Legacy. Try to save that for next round. But he can't get CE punished. Ooh. Did he cancel it in time? He didn't, and that's the game. Not so much with that lawnmower stuff, my guy. That cancel is not very fast.
I didn't even see what move Link was trying to go for.
That's the, what's the input for that, Ian? Do you remember the slow low? Yeah, the base hold. That's not base hold A.
That's base hold A.
Okay. I'm being told it's base hold A. So it looks like Link is going to go with Geralt. This actually kind of makes me sad. I'm wondering why he's
I actually wasn't looking, but unless you're talking about the one that is a little jump. No, that's A. That's base hold A.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god, someone said make him bleed. You guys this is Soul Calibur. Oh my god.
Pointedly, Soul Calibur has never had blood in it. Like, it's the only fighting game that's like a weapons fighter, short of like Last Blade 2. Shout out to SRK games. But unlike that, Last Blade 2 had tons of blood everywhere because of course it did. They're fighting with swords and stuff. But this game has no such stuff going on here. Geralt versus Maxi. Kind of sad that we're not seeing Amy, but I'm probably the only person in the world that thinks that.
You damn sure by yourself.
Yeah. Just like I was.
But you know,
yeah, what's up?
I will say, Geralt has put in work for linkorz over the span of Soul Calibur 6's life.
It makes
So, you know, him switching to Geralt definitely gonna give him more opportunities to whiff punish. Really just chip away as he's doing right now.
Exactly what
Chip
he's
away
doing.
at Maxi's life.
No punish on that A. We remember before we were seeing Incendiate punish that in the past, but not seeing it here. Important information for Link to remember. Yeah, very ooh, a jump B. That jump B is hella bad. It is incredibly slow, doesn't even have a hitbox until he lands on the ground, so it's not even that strong of a tech jump. I'm really surprised he decided to go for that. Fantastic armor there, though. I like that a lot. Important to remember, yep, you can't... It's very scary to be in Soul Charge against Geralt. It's like one of the few times that you have the possibility of getting hit mad hard against the character. Nice
Definitely
AA.
a unique mechanic for Geralt where he actually gets a buff off of you going into Soul Charge, which is crazy, but it's so true.
This character is unpoliced in spades. Ooh, went for a wake-up grab. A bit ambitious there, but hey, that's the first round. You got a bunch of meter to work with. Also, the only character short of Yoshimitsu that has brave edges. Ooh, doesn't get that whip punish though. Starting to go for like the 1As and such. Nice.
Ooh, nice RI.
Man, Vesper keeping up there with those pokes. Kind of difficult for Maxi to continue up with that kind of pressure, especially against somebody who knows how to deal with Maxi pressure to such a degree. Nice step duck yet again. Doesn't get anything off that clash, that kind of stinks. There's that RI, fantastic stuff here. Oh, wow, oh, okay.
That was weird.
Oh,
he
thought he had enough meter for the RI as well, which is why he ended up getting a GI, but that break attack from the back from B plus K. Now, he's got the meter, and Maxi doesn't, so tons of chip damage at his disposal with these 6 BBs, but Vesper is really hard for Link to figure out how to time. Yeah, catching that GI yet again. Oh man, Vesper one hit away from taking this, decides to go into Soul Charge. Yeah, that's not going to be punishable, that's only -10. Okay, what do we got here?
Right, here we go. Now this is possible comeback territory for Link.
He's got to do so much. Yeah, he's
commentator's curve.
Alright, Vesper takes it, and with it, he takes all of my points that I voted with my channel points. This marks the 3rd time that Vesper has taken me from whatever amount of points I had in a particular channel and down to 0, because I bet against him.
I forgot we even had the voting thing going on.
I will never forget. I have a gambling problem. Let's not talk about it. Oh boy, oh boy. Every time I vote against Vesper. Every time I vote against Vesper. I swear to God.
Linkorz getting sent to losers by Vesper, nonetheless.
Yeah, important information to remember, even though they already had their team match in the Buminati League.
Alright guys, real quick, see where we're at on that match arena. Hope you guys enjoyed your channel points. And now we're at $249.78. You can use the promo code SAVENLBC163 for free 50-cent donations to the prize pool. Make sure you use all of those free ways to donate to the tournament. Trying to pay the players, trying to give next level a little something, trying to hook up these commentators. So anything that you can give would be greatly appreciated. Trying to get to that $250 mark at least. Make sure to check out the marketplace if you want an item. And check out the various sponsor quests. From G Fuel Energy, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. Thank you very much to the top 5 contributors to this event. And yeah, make sure to use all the free options to donate. We got up again.
We got Rikuto versus Incendiate.
A match we've seen quite a handful of times.
Yeah.
I believe Incendiate won the last time, but the time that I remember most vividly was Rikuto beating up Incendiate as the first member of my team in that team tournament that Boom had put up a handful of weeks ago. And Incendiate lost his cool mighty quick. So hopefully that doesn't end up happening this time around. I assume we're going to go with Ivy because I feel like he's not a fan of the X matchup at all. Rikuto obviously going to go with Astaroth. I think the Talum project has since died. He's going with X. I will be quite surprised if that's the case.
Some deep thoughts there, I think.
Yeah, that was. I was just like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah, mad amount of hesitation there. Probably didn't get the kind of stage that he was hoping for. So you got a character with a ton of tiny hits, has to hit a whole bunch of times versus a character that doesn't. A character that's very fast versus a character that's very slow. I think it's going to matter. I'm curious to see if Rikuto's going to start incorporating his crouch grab to beat out some of these 3As, because until he starts using those crouch grabs, there's not really a whole lot of incentive not to just constantly go for it. Oh boy.
Right, and Incendiate really just taunting, not even taunting, but stance switching around, moving away from the edge.
Going for that crouch grab. Has a bar. He's not dead to CE just yet, but yeah, it's gonna be a matter if Incendiate can kind of keep it cool. Don't let Rikuto kind of grind you into that wheel of impatience that he tends to drag everybody into to such a degree. Getting that punish on that Balbo, which is what I was talking about before in a previous set. Yep, and that's
right,
gonna be
gonna get the punish.
Where, but is he gonna soul charge? He's not gonna soul charge. Is that dead? No, it's not dead.
No.
Grab. He's not dead to a bull rush though. It caught him.
Definitely dead to that.
Now you might be thinking, wow, what a crazy, just a run up in CE, what a crazy way to end that round for Rikuto. Incendiate does that and did that to my team yesterday, so I don't feel bad for him at all.
Right, Xianghua getting this lethal hit. And I mean, you can see Incendiate just does not want to play this at the edge of the ring.
No,
I can't tell if it's just because of the ring out or because he just generally wants to create space.
It's because of the ring out. Yeah, he doesn't want to create space. I can't imagine an X-Player want to create space against Astaroth, really. He just doesn't want to get rung out because there's so many safe options for him to get ring outs in that fashion. So he just wants to keep the center of the stage. Octagon control, as a UFC commentator might say. That being said, he is losing a lot of life here. 6k lethal hit is a thing, but I doubt it's going to come into play. We're down to the wire yet again. This is the second time that we've been down, like, as down can get in terms of time. Rikuto ends up getting it, out-patienting his opponent, as he always does.
Absolutely. And you can, and this is so common for Incendiate, when you get into that space where you could possibly end the round, he absolutely fishes for his launcher into CE, which is the X special. But wasn't able to get it during that last round. Still has 2 bars though.
Yeah, I'm curious as to why he's saving it so much. He's just waiting for a -12 thing to happen because X-Player is typically not a big fan of using it for soul charge, especially with a soul charge like his where it doesn't really give him the ability to get in any better than normal. So Rikuto ends up taking that first game, but yeah, you're not going to want to spend meter on soul charges because then Rikuto is just going to back away, right? And then you're not even going to get to play the game anyway, and you just lost your meter. You're just going to try and use it for punishing crouch grabs, doing all that kind of stuff. So are we going to stick with X? It didn't look very good for Incendiate, to be honest. I'm curious to know why he's hesitant to go with Ivy. Not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Ivy would, I guess she can keep Astaroth out, but I kind of see him sticking with X as he's done here.
Really curious to see like why he didn't pick a different stage then. I'm confused.
Esports. Thanks so much for subscribing.
Because he ended up losing a lot of his pressure because he was worried about his opponent going to the back of the screen and potentially giving himself a ring out. But you could have changed it to a different stage where you had a little bit more room to continue the pressure. I don't know.
Yeah, but to that point, I mean, up close, he's not really getting much either. I just think, you know, honestly, I just think Rikuto's defense is just on point right now.
It is. He hasn't really been doing that many grabs. Actually, neither player is really doing that many grabs, but especially for Incendiate, who loves doing grabs, I'm surprised at the lack of them right now. Oh boy. Getting outpaced by Astaroth timing. That is not a good look for Incendiate.
Yeah, and again, Rikuto, it just feels like he's just pressing all the right buttons at the moment, and he's just one tiny step ahead of Incendiate. But as you said, not relying on the grabs, he gets that RE save.
Yeah. Very difficult for any character to use Reversal Edge against Xianghua pressure, much less like the slowest one in the game. Actually, Xasis is probably still slower, but you get my idea. Oh, he got the whip, but I mean, he got a bit of damage. Now we're dealing with Astaroth Soul Charge, and that sucks. Always want to back up in that situation, because the B after that is always going to hit whatever you do to try and get up and do.
And just like that, Astaroth is back to having his gauge blinking red.
Incendiate's getting impatient again, though. He keeps running in and getting smacked up for it. Now he's getting these little tiny hits. I'm surprised that crouch grab didn't work. He wants that guard break so badly. But he's getting a little bit too ambitious for it. That's going to give... Oh, I thought that was going to give him the CE, but he decided against it for some reason. Turnaround kick. Ends up getting the armor grab and gets the second round. Rikuto 1 round away from winning this. The guard gauge is so tempting for Incendiate right now. He wants it so bad, yo.
And Rikuto going to Soul Charge. Now he has that lethal hit stacked. Ooh, gets clipped.
Ugh. Yeah, finally we're going to see a Soul Charge, but something tells me we're going to see why he doesn't want to do this all that much. Yeah, he's just backing away. He's going to potentially get this guard break, but yeah, okay, here we go. So what does he do to try and end this? Doesn't actually even end it. Nope, Astaroth backs up.
Missed opportunity.
Okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to get out of this Incendiate? We're going to fidget a bit. And that's it.
Oh no, we're going to get grabbed.
Incendiate is just... Every once in a while, I find, like, and there's a chance that Incendiate will hear me say this and vehemently disagree with me, which is fine. But I find that Incendiate goes through sprees where there are people or characters, but mostly specific players, that just are his demon. For the longest time, I felt like during COVID times it was Spectre Child. He was having a hardest time possible beating Spectre Child. And now he actually has a handle on how to deal with him and that matchup. Rikuto seems to be taking that place. Or maybe it was that way the whole time, but he's having a particularly hard time with Rikuto nowadays.
It's a thread that I didn't even string. I didn't even realize he has lost that many times to Rikuto. And I think it's just because of... It's my ignorance of the character matchups. I just automatically assume, which is what a lot of people do when it comes to Astaroth. You just automatically assume that because Astaroth is playing against a character with faster strings and faster movements, that it would automatically go against the Astaroth player. But Rikuto, time and time again, proves that is not true.
Yeah, speed isn't always the most important thing. The fact of the matter is, Astaroth does have a pretty good amount of safety on his side, especially when it comes to the grabs. And the damage is so heavily in his favor. It's always difficult with Astaroth, right? Because he's a character that is so, more so than anybody else in the cast, and this has been the case throughout time, has always been a character that's relies so heavily on reads. And so if you don't have the reads, then it doesn't really matter what the matchup is. You're going to lose as Astaroth no matter who you play. And if you do have the reads, it doesn't matter what the matchup is again, because again, you had the reads, you were correct 3 times and you lost. So, you know, it's very difficult with a character that is so hell-bent on something like that.
So next up, we got No Woe and lessthanlee.
I'm struggling to remember when we saw this last. I've seen both of these guys get things around each other.
Yeah, well, this is actually my first a lot of commentary on a match with lessthanlee, so he has not been in NLBC, at least not on stream too much.
Yeah, he doesn't typically. He joins maybe like once in a blue moon, effectively.
Right.
Oh my god,
Right.
starting off with a lethal hit like that? Ugh. I know for sure that Lee has not necessarily studied Noah's matches, but because Noah has been such a staple in these things since COVID started, has definitely been watching a lot of his matches and understands Noah's timings. But yeah, I'm curious to see how this pans out.
All right, and we're on the stage with no walls. Definitely helps both of these characters, but it's a smaller stage, so that's definitely going to affect what happens here. But both of them playing up close and personal.
Yeah, if that's the case, I would imagine that Siegfried is the winner in that, just because he has the better frames, especially on block. But I might be wrong about that. Trying to block that 4-4A, ends up getting hit by the minions. Oh, took his Dark Legacy, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, and I mean, kudos to Noah, just the awareness that Dark Legacy was coming up, and once he went into it, he automatically went for the low, stopping any type of Dark Legacy shenanigans that lessthanlee could have had there.
Alright, so first Soul Charge from Novo. Again, talk about how powerful the Soul Charge is, but he has a lot of room to work with. Just because he makes this one life bar melt doesn't necessarily mean then that's going to be a resource he's going to be able to rely upon for the rest of the set. Ooh, the Step Duck doesn't end up working out. Siegfried Soul Charge now gets a little bit, not really all that much. What do we got here? Doesn't sidestep it.
And lessthanlee really choosing his moments. Those mini movements was paying off, but finally Noah putting one on the board as we go into battle 4.
Alright, Noah with yet again another bar. He could potentially have, if he spaces it out correctly, 1 bar per remaining rounds, but that's a whole other excess of meter management that you may not necessarily have the foresight for at this moment.
Immediately Soul Charge knocking Lee out of any sort of stance transitions he was trying to go for. Nice sidestep by Noah, definitely demonstrating his knowledge of this matchup.
Yeah, pretty heavy commitment on that one stance move.
I'm telling you, his awareness of when Dark Legacy is on its way and just immediately throwing out that low. I wonder if Lee's going to take note of that.
Yeah, I feel like that was a pseudo, as far as you could say, setup for a 4-4A as you can get, but the fact that he got hit by it was pretty funny. Oh, nice punish on the wall rising AA. Lee's got to start using some meter. It looks like we're going to have to deal with Soul Charge and Soul Charge. Also, I should mention that Lee's like the only Siegfried player I can think of that actually uses the Soul Attack.
You know, I was just going to say, he's pretty consistently gone for it.
It's something that I think a lot of people just consider to be useless, but he has found a way to be using it, as you can tell.
I don't think it's useless. Like,
why doesn't any other Siegfried player use it then? Huh?
I'm pretty sure. Well,
the tone.
Maybe I watch more Siegfrieds than you do, but I see other people using it.
Ooh.
Are you think I'm not watching
Ian
every single...
said, do not try me.
Name a Siegfried
try
player.
me.
I am trying him.
Pretty sure
I'm
I've
trying
seen
him as hard as
Pantocrator use
possible.
it.
Pantocrator? I've been watching Pantocrator since you were not even...
But like in Season 2, when he had that?
Since Soul Calibur 4, question mark?
But like in Season 2 of Soul Calibur 6 is what I mean.
I have always been watching him. I know everything about him.
Everything.
I know all the names of his pets.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know, man.
You are
like,
wrong. I know everything.
I think I've seen other Siegfrieds use it.
You haven't seen anything. You're practically blind.
Oh, Noah
Wow.
takes the first battle.
Okay,
As
fine.
we
We're going to talk about Soul Calibur now. Here we go. If I remember correctly, Lee did win the first game, correct?
Yes, he did.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. So we're going to get this huge wall combo here. I'm actually kind of surprised that Noah decided not to change the stage. Ooh, nice parry. A fantastic little bit of back and forth here.
Yeah, and I wonder, you know, Noah has ducked several of Lee's throws, and he has not gone for Mi-na's lethal hit.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, he's not gone for that. He's always gone for Wild Rising B, I believe it is, as opposed to her lethal hit that allows her to capitalize off of a situation where she ducks a throw.
I'm actually, again, kind of surprised that Novo decided not to change stages, because I think out of both of these characters, the person that gains the much more reward from wall combos is almost definitely Siegfried. But it looks like it doesn't really matter all that much. Oh no, oh no! What happens here? He actually got the AGI on that to work. I don't think I've ever seen that. Lee in dire straits right now. Nice punish, sort of.
Ooh. And
Nice
the one
pick
time
on
he
that.
didn't go for a low as Dark Legacy was apparent.
Yeah.
All right, Noel tying it up. One set apiece.
I imagine we're gonna stick with the same stage, but I'm curious to see what adaptations Lee can do to Noah's adaptations.
That's actually a good question. I mean, because they're both just
Back and
adapting
forth,
as they
right?
go. Yeah, it's really
Adaptation
back and
of
forth.
hot potato. You see it in tournament gameplay all the time. With good players, of course. Wow. Hell of a wall rising be there. Going for guard damage, maybe. I think if Lee's gonna win this, it's just a matter of not overextending. I feel confident that Noah won't do the same. That RE I feel like was not intentional, and if it was pretty ambitious. But he
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
end up
pretty.
going for it.
And that RE is why Noah is barely hanging on right now.
Okay.
And Lee's movement, I mean, just
Very
keeping the pressure on Noah near the wall. That's one of the things about playing on a stage like this, which goes to your point. Like, I don't know why we didn't see a stage switch when Noah had the opportunity.
Yeah, confusing to me. I feel like there was something else in there that I wasn't figuring. But they're definitely going back and forth pretty heavily now.
Because
Wow, that's
it
a lot
was,
of hitbox.
I don't know who it was. I believe it was Noah versus linkorz or someone. It was Mi-na versus Siegfried, and one of the things that stuck out to me was the Mi-na player using the space that the stage allowed to really fight and be successful at fighting Siegfried from sort of like the mid-range.
Yeah, I'm curious. Was that earlier? Did these two guys play before? Or was it Kashi? No, it wasn't Kashi. He was playing Mitsu. But for some reason, I have the same memory, though, again, I can't pinpoint the Mi-na and Siegfried.
Yeah,
matchup.
it was a
Weird.
Mi-na and Siegfried for sure.
Yeah. Anyway. Lee and Soul Charge. Noah doesn't have any to fire back with, but at the same time, trying to get through that obstacle course that Noah was so good at is really giving him agita. Alright, bar for bar now. Gets that huge chunk of damage, guard-wise. Ooh, goes for the RE to try and beat out the 6A mix. Again, could potentially be risky. Ooh, nice. Gets the lethal hit. Oh no.
Oh, that was absolutely a mistake. But
Gets the bubble instead.
yeah, and this is definitely going to work in Lee's favor, but he is barely... I mean, Noah just needs one hit, and that leaves him at a distance.
Important to note, he also got that 6 stack, so I doubt it's going to be... Oh man, Siegfried's dancing all over him. Stancing and dancing. Oh, tried to get that whip punish, it didn't work out. Now Lee's getting a little bit... Oh, he was so mad that it used to be B6. I'm not sure what the input is in this game now, but yeah.
It's just me.
Oh, okay, so it's just B. He tried to get that B as a whip punish. It didn't work out, and so he ended up going for a BB instead. A little bit ambitious, a little bit of frustration. Is that fun?
Whiff punish,
Isn't it?
absolutely.
Now he's got the double Dark Legacy, DDL.
And I'm surprised too, because that 3B from Mi-na just feels so fast. But Lee was ready to pull the trigger on a CE, and again, going down to the final set, final round for these two. Lee starting off with the double Dark Legacy, forcing Noah to really come out with his soul. Oh my god! And he's gonna return a soul charge of his own.
Yeah, he's gonna want to try to kill this off like straight away, but if he doesn't get the opportunity to even use it,
Yeah, he hasn't activated it.
yeah. Well, I'm just talking about his soul charge right now. He hasn't gotten a chance to do that either. Noah immediately going into his second bar. He's just running at him right now. He's not gonna let Lee do anything. He isn't gonna get a chance to do anything at all. No Dark Legacy, no second Dark Legacy, and no Soul Charge. Gee whiz.
Yeah, Mi-na was like, listen, when I have my bob cut, you're not touching me. Boom.
How did you even get that kind of a cut in this day and age?
Listen, it's
up?
one of the mysteries of Soul Calibur 6. Like, I respect the change in hair when like the armor breaks, but this Mi-na from ponytail to bob, it always makes me laugh. Just on a visual comment on the character.
Yeah, I would imagine that the main question about it is how they're able to use weapons the way that they do and not kill their opponents. But I understand that the haircut thing can be pretty important too. I agree.
I'm just like, what? But worked out for Noah. And I mean, that's kudos to him to end in such a strong way. Seeing that Lee had the double Dark Legacy, seeing Lee open up with a Soul Charge, and Noah deciding like, listen, I'm going to burn my 2 bars too to go ahead and end this match.
Oh, yeah, good stuff. That was definitely a good match. Shouts to Noah for taking that one. Once again, guys, for your next match going, just want to bring your attention to the match arena. We are almost at $300, which is definitely awesome. Thank y'all for your support. You can use the promo code SAVE-NLBC163. You'll donate 50 cents to the prize pool completely free. You can check out the sponsor quest if you want to donate via buying a shirt or the click quest you see below. Thank you guys for watching. And shout out to the top 5 contributors: Space Shaw, Zachary Pickett, Clive, Teen Spooky, and the Happy Hour. Appreciate anybody that takes the time to use the promo codes or sponsor quests or donates directly. Oh wow, Clive, that big $30.
Thank you.
Patrol Killers for season 3.
You're welkies. You're welcome.
All right. We are going to go see winners finals now. Xephukai versus Vesper.
This is winners finals, if I remember correctly.
Yep. Winners finals. As soon as they get in there and get their stuff set up. Thanks to everybody who donated. Really appreciate it. It helps run everything. It helps make sure that the players and Henry Sen and our lovely commentators have some money.
Welcome to the stage of history.
Yeah, we trying out here, guys. We definitely try hard out here.
So, I assume Vesper's been going with Maxi this whole time, so we're probably going to see Maxi and Sophie. I don't see any reason to believe that it would be different straight away. Maxi, not necessarily considered one of the strongest characters around, certainly one of the most annoying, but that just has to do with the overall style that the character goes with. Zeph going over to X to make me look like a total jerk.
Yeah, I see no reason for Vesper to really switch if he's demonstrated all night that, you know, Maxi's working out for him. I see no reason for him to go like back to Nightmare or someone else. But, you know, if Zeph is going to go with X
Clive, you tried to play me like a fool, and instead you are the fool.
Mwahaha. I guess.
No, don't take my away from me. It's all I have. I lost all my channel points.
Thank you to Big Spice Rice for donating $20 and putting us to over 300.
No, Zeph, don't.
Zeph is just now fucking with you.
Don't
you know
do
that.
this, no. Don't stop, no, Zeph. Don't pick it.
And
Oh!
he goes for the...
Alright, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know.
We're so close, Jay. We just got a couple more rounds.
No, I just mean to say that I have utterly failed.
Yeah, you just have to fail a couple more rounds and we'll be home free.
Any chance there's a modicum of a possibility of success? Okay,
Well, that's up to you, isn't
I
it?
think it doesn't appear to be. Or that's the worst thing you could say to me. Alright, X versus Maxi. We're going to see a lot of small pokes, a lot of small stuff. I imagine that we're going to see a lot of GIs from Zeph, simply because that tends to be how he plays. Of course, now both characters with auto GIs.
I'm also wondering, like, does X in general do better against Maxi than Sophitia?
Couldn't tell you. It might just come down to personal preference. He wants a character that can be a bit more scrappy. Is that going to kill? No. It could be a situation where he doesn't feel like trying to rely on being able to back up and stab and get like those whip punish and those GIs. He might just want to be able to try and press with small buttons. Which, if that's what you want to do and you don't play Amy, this is definitely the way to go. Trying to get in on this, though, seems to be a bit of a challenge for him at the moment.
Yeah, it just feels like Vesper is just poking him out of anything he's trying to do.
He's overall just outplaying him, to be honest. He's been outplaying everybody. I don't think that's it, but it's going to give him a huge amount of damage here. Into a force block. Nice GI. So unlike everybody else that was GIing the second kick, Zeph is actually GIing the first kick and just getting used to the timing on that mix. That's going to be tough for Vesper to bait without just taking a bet.
And every time Zeph is on the ground, he's gone for Crybaby. I want to know if Vesper's going to make that connection.
Yeah, maybe that's why he also wanted to try and take this matchup. But that being said, Maxi has a move in 1B that allows him to continue to do bits of damage and bits of pressure while staying away, far away enough. Wow, that was a punish on that 3B. And that's going to give the first round, the first game, to Vesper in this winner's finals. And now we are at the point where it's the first to 3, best 3 out of 5. So still a little bit of ways to go. But that was convincing.
Absolutely, to win over Xephukai 3-0 sends a pretty strong message as we go into the second set and winner's final. You know, Vesper letting him know up front, this is not what you're gonna have to deal with these nunchucks. But I wonder if Xephukai will make a switch. I mean, he has 3 games to work with, so we'll see what happens. But again, getting a stage that doesn't really benefit either player particularly, but you know, having ring outs on all 4 options can always change the tide of a match as he completely drops that combo.
Yeah, that was a real important one too, because it's not very many times that you're correct about a thing with
Jay,
Vesper. What's up?
Dexus says it's good.
Siegfried
soul attack is good.
Oh, okay. We're talking. When you say Dexus, you're talking about the guy who specifically decided to quit in the middle of a grand final set against Habaduba. Okay, you can take his opinion if you like.
Oh my god,
Jesus Christ!
Jay,
I literally just said facts, but yeah, sure. I guess I'm being mean.
Wow. Dexus,
I never did
I'm
that.
sorry. I brought
No,
you
I
up.
never did that.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey, if it makes you feel that bad, you could always just jump off the side of the ring instead of actually playing the match. But you know, whatever.
Just a moment of silence for that shade. Let that shade marinate for a minute.
It's not shade. I'm literally just saying facts.
Oh, Jay, that is total.
What is the difference between that and me saying that Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492?
Well, I mean, you know, your attempt at distracting from your mega shade with this Christopher Columbus scenario.
Not working.
It's not.
That's okay.
But you know, I will oblige and go back to the match where Xephukai is up 2-0 during that major shade episode from Jay. You know, maybe it gave Xephukai the
You
energy.
said that you were going back to Soul Calibur. Don't try to then like fish in the thing that we were talking about before. That's not fair. How dare you? Alright, we got Soul Charge versus Soul Charge. 7 stars for Vesper. He's got some work to do in the next game because it is now 1-1.
Absolutely. Xephukai responding with a 3-0 of his own. I wonder what changed that happened so quickly.
Yeah, we were a bit busy, so we don't know. In my defense, I was not the one who brought it up. Siphideus derailed the hell out of
Absolutely. Saving that is totally your fault.
Yeah. Whoa, okay, wow. That was very weird and jittery. Shades of Incendiate kind of pressure. Very different kind of gameplay than what I feel like I normally see from Rich. From Rich, I tend to see sort of like ebb and flow that makes sense to me in terms of how they're playing, but with Vesper, I'm not saying that Vesper's tone is bad. I'm just saying it's different. It's much more jittery. It's much more perfunctory, I suppose, where I'm not entirely sure when the next hit is going to happen, except I do know that it's going to be very small and precise, as opposed to going through the flows of the stances.
Yeah, I mean, to me, as someone that gets really overwhelmed by Maxi sometimes, it all just looks the same to me. But I do see what you're talking about, just even from a movement perspective, the way Vesper is like ducking and weaving in and out and canceling when he can. This is totally gonna be whiff punish.
Oh yeah, he didn't even have to go with something that fast. He could have woken up and then did like an I-40 move or something. Beats out that Oki, gets the 2-2A leap or counter hit. Ooh, cancels the need to grab. That is not going to work, I don't think. Yeah, a little bit too ambitious from Vesper. He's been getting a lot of success with those CEs, but he's normally reacting to it. That looked like an assumption. Ooh, gets a counter hit here too.
Yeah, these mix-ups from Zeph are working out for him now as well. He's and the one thread that I'm noticing is Zeph kind of hitting a button and then backing up and whiff punishing Vesper for it, because the thing is, like, X is safe on a lot of her strings, right? She's minus, you know, it's your turn, but there's definitely time for her to like move out the way, and that's exactly what Zeph has been doing. Vesper has been going for a response by pressing a button and getting punished for it, really.
He's catching these ducks and these 1Bs, but I also want to mention that Zeph is doing a fantastic job trying to catch the movement that Vesper is doing too. Not all that successful with that time around, but this isn't going to kill just yet. Zeph still has the potential for, I don't think he's dead to a CE combo, but he's very close. He might still go for it and just rely on the Oki afterwards. Always have to be very careful. You definitely don't... Oh, he had the AA punish there. That was the end. Oh, no. Vesper, you had it. You had to just block punish the 3B. I know it's difficult, even in Parsec, but... Oh, man. Vesper had it. And then... Always hate to see that happen.
Her 3B was safe.
No, it's minus 12.
Oh.
Yeah.
I learned something new every day.
No, that'd be crazy. But that being said, it's one of those moves that, like, has so much range to it that sometimes the pushback makes you believe that, like, you're not going to be able to punish it. I feel fairly confident that the AA was going to work from Maxi. And you just couple that with the fact that it recovers so quickly, it can be not that easy. But I definitely think it's very important to have it.
Oh, okay. So from what I'm seeing, full crouch 3B is
yeah,
safe.
that's totally safe. Yeah,
3B is mine. So, oh, okay.
Which makes sense, right? Because 3B can be done from standing, which means that it's super fast, but it's a little teeny tiny bit unsafe. Meanwhile, full crouch 3B is effectively going to be a little bit slower because you have to first crouch. Man, he's trying to do those B plus Ks to tech crouch under the rest of Maxi's stances. That's a bit ambitious, but, you know, Zeph can definitely pull it off. Curious to see if we're going to see some crouch grab. Probably not at this point. Dead to a CE. You always have to be worried about that whenever you're playing against X. There's that 3B again. Nice crouch.
Speaking of, nice whip punish.
It's very similar to what happens when Zeph will crouch at the end of rounds with Sophie, except instead of having a fantastic CE in that regard, he'll go for that leap of it, right? But he is very much a fan of crouching at the end of games to try and get away from highs, to try to get away from grabs. A lot of people like to do that against people who are being stoic and statue blocking, so fantastic stuff there. And honestly, this looks like it's... I mean, I don't want to say it's a wash, because Vesper's been definitely putting in work, and frankly, he should have won that last game. It's a very unfortunate error that ended up happening there, but it really seems like Zeph has definitely, since the first game, come up with an adaptation to Vesper's style that nobody else so far this turn has been able to pull off. Oof, nice kick. Yeah, see how awkward it is to like try and figure out when Vesper's going to be pressing with this character? It's so weird.
And that's the thing, though, because in most of the sequences, Zeph has, again, pressed the button and ducked out of the way and gotten a whiff punishment, but it hasn't always worked consistently because Vesper's movement has been on point for some of these. And again, that move from Xianghua totally, you know, takes her out of range for some of his attacks.
Yeah. I would say that this game doesn't necessarily, compared to 5, definitely doesn't have the same level of like backswing blows because the hitbox is so huge in this game, but X's 4-4B, especially in a matchup like this, with regards to Maxi stance pressure, can be very powerful. And that's it. Actually, it might not be it yet, because this is a combo as opposed to just a raw CE, but he's going to have to deal with terrible OP. Nah, it's going to be it anyway. So
that's it.
Just
Finals.
kidding.
Again, Xephukai, 3-1.
Even linkorz says that Siegfried's essay is good.
Lincoln doesn't play Siegfried.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Ah.
Ian, I buy ink by the barrel. Do you think that this is gonna be hard for me? Like, what are you doing right now? What are you up to? I don't care about this argument anymore. I'm trying to figure out the whole operation you've got going on in your head.
Like,
I don't know what you expect to do. You put me on commentary.
What are you trying to accomplish, Sabin Daves?
What are
you're
you
saying.
trying to accomplish? You drag me in here to do commentary. You constantly throw this stuff at me, as if I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna like shrink up like a raisin. I'm not gonna do that yet. What's the next goddamn
Damn, you
match?
brought wait. You
Yeah, what's
gonna
up?
bring raisins into the conversation? I mean,
I find that it's an
What?
interesting thing that you object to that. I was not expecting that objection.
what did raisins do to you, Jay?
Carmen
They
Clive,
didn't
I'd
do
rather
anything
not,
besides exist.
I'd rather not talk
Welcome
about
to
it.
the stage
That's okay
of
with me.
history.
The dark past of JJJ and raisins.
The last time I had any sort of joking situation with my father was about raisins, and after we finished that conversation, no. It's
We
not why
got.
All right,
Oh,
so
we're good. Link towards, yeah.
we got linkorz and Rikuto.
So this
there we
is
go.
the matchup that anytime Link goes up against Astaroth, that's when you're going to see his Groh. He promotes other people who barely play Groh, people like me, to use Groh against Astaroth. He has come up with a style, especially with all the recent buffs that that Groh has gotten. And he has found a style that effectively means Astaroth never gets to actually play his game plan. That Bulba right there is literally the only move he has to stop Groh from pressing the kind of buttons that he's going to do. Basically, Link has summarized this matchup down into crouch into Lightning Slash if he thinks a grab is coming, or 6AA/6AA like you just saw there. He literally never stops doing any of those things. There is no such frame advantage that keeps him from doing it. And we've seen massive success for Link in the past from that kind of stuff. Haven't seen Rikuto even come close to beating it in quite some time.
Yeah, and you can kind of see every time Rikuto has created some sort of space between him and Link just takes off running right in. You can kind of tell I mean, I've heard that argument from him before, like that's nothing new about using Groh in this matchup, but you can just tell he is just about the business when it comes to this, especially going straight to Groh when you have to fight Astaroth. Yeah, this is his jam.
Now, I will say, oh, he doesn't get the garbage punish on that. That kind of stinks. It's very difficult because 6SBB is like one of Groh's best guard damaging tools, and so to get the break off of the first hit really kind of stinks because you don't really have anywhere to go other than just with the second hit of the string. He tried really hard to cancel in the stance and actually do something, but it was just so much that he wasn't expecting. But the thing that I wanted to mention was, this has always been a classically difficult matchup, in my opinion, for Astaroth. But the main thing that Astaroth had going for him is the fact that Groh didn't used to have a fantastic punish for things like with grab or like a wall rising punish. It wasn't until the invention of Lightning Slash that became the case. Because then you took his wall rising punish, which was like 20 damage into his stance, to like 60. It's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, as we see linkorz take this round with the launcher into CE.
But again, the thing that I want to mention is that Astaroth does have Bulba, and so that will beat both options, the Duck and the 6/6AA. So that's really going to be the key. Without that move, I don't really see how Astaroth beats this style. Man.
And there it goes.
The damage is really not nothing. He's got double soul charge. He ended up getting a good amount of damage out of this one. He's got a second one in the wings. Just runs up 6-6-A. Yeah, you see him trying to catch that duck yet again. Ooh, a little bit ambitious. Nice duck in the duck.
Yeah, but I mean, Link didn't really get much off of it at that point, but it doesn't really matter since we're going into the final set between these two. And I think Rikuto I think Rikuto is, despite the fact that Link is, you know, obviously picking Groh for this particular matchup, I think Rikuto is holding his own. Going
sure.
in for the soul charge, and let's see. Link decides to soul charge right back.
No, yeah, we always talk about Astaroth soul charge being scary. Groh soul charge has been scary since forever, and he got new mix-ups on it as well. But the fact of the matter is, I think Link is activating soul charge simply so that he doesn't have to deal with Rikuto's. Oh, I kind of wish there was a much bigger punish there, but he ends up getting this hit, which was supposed to ring out, but it didn't instead. And, okay, Rikuto ends up taking the first game. A little bit of spaghetti there at the end, not really sure what was going on. But, yeah, it ends up, again, just as I was talking about before, when it comes to the matchups that Rikuto/Astaroth has to deal with, if you have the reads, you have the reads. If Astaroth is correct 3 times in a round, depending on what it is, you're gonna be flying high.
Right, and again, that Balba putting in work in this particular matchup. As these two continue to duke it out, Link getting launched here, and Rikuto running away with this first round.
So, man, I'm trying to remember the last time I actually saw Rikuto have success in this matchup, specifically against Link. This would be quite a surprise, quite a big upset in my opinion, because I feel this would have been like the 5th time that they've done this, and this is the most success that Rikuto has gotten in this matchup.
And again, just to remind everyone, this is losers quarters, so whoever loses this match is out of the tournament. And Rikuto is already, I believe Rikuto won the last one, correct?
Yeah, Rikuto won, so it is now 1-0 for Rikuto. Yeah, he ended up getting that like weird like ring out grab that didn't actually ring out, and then just ended up doing it with the crouch grab instead. Yeah, so he decides to go with soul charge.
Yeah, that adds to what you were saying. Gets grabbed right out of that.
I mean, he's been going for that setup a lot, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, that doesn't actually have back-turn hitboxes as much as you would think, like spatially. Okay, now it's time for Astaroth soul charge. Yours is gone, my friend. Nice step. Oh, ambitious step. Ambitious 2A, too. To get out of the soul charge has meant a lot. Nice 6-6-A. It's so difficult for him to deal with. Nice AA punish. Very scary stuff. How is he going to pan this out? Okay. Then
Try
to
to
DB.
interrupt. Does not work at all.
Alright, tons of meter. So we'll see how this goes. Tons of meter on one side, that is. Oh, wow, that crouch grab. Can't roll this pressure here. Yep, he ended up just taking it. Yeah, it's pretty easy for Groh to put in 2 hits in a certain situation. He doesn't have to worry about those armor grabs all that much.
Ooh, but this is going to be a nice chunk and in soul charge.
Curious to know if Link is going to potentially use his soul charge here or wait for the next round if need be. Oh, nice. Oh, man.
I mean, if anything, he really... I mean, I was going to say I thought he should use it to try to close it out as quick as possible, but we're down to another final round between these two.
Difference is, Link has 2 bars. But that being said, the more grabs that happen, the more meter Rikuto's going to get, and in quick fashion. Fantastic challenge. 6-6-A, so I imagine we're going to see a soul charge back when necessary. Yep. Is that a big enough burst? Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
These players can hit so hard right now. Oh, he doesn't break the grab. This is going to be huge. Link is 1 round away. Oh! Is that it?
Ooh,
Did he get him? He did.
Yeah.
Now he's still in soul charge, so this is going to do a gigantic amount of damage.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
When you're in soul charge, it does significantly more. If he was in yellow life, I don't know, he might have been dead. Oh, wow, that tracking. Link really wants to end this right now. Oh, doesn't get his actual optimal punish. He wants to end it before he gets a soul charge. Oh, now he has to... Oh, man, so close. Ooh, me.
And you know, Rikuto had his soul charge.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't actually end up happening.
Oh yeah. So the score is 1-1. Rikuto won that first one. All right, we got it.
Okay, so, and this is not best 3 out of 5. This is this is before losers final. So whoever wins this wins the whole kit and caboodle. This is the closest I've ever seen this matchup since COVID started. Too predictable.
Absolutely.
There's that new move.
I mean, I was kind of expecting it to just be a blowout because Groh is one of those aggressive characters. He has, yeah, he has mix-up opportunities and things like that. But again, it's just a testament to Rikuto's playstyle, his ability to adapt as well as play defensively. But Link, screw your defense. I'm just gonna whiff punish you with CE.
That's honestly not very easy, because that CE is not fast. That is a typical 16-frame CE. If I try to pull something like that off, I'm not only getting hit, but I'm also losing my soul charge. For Peter. About to get a bar for Rikuto. There, he's got it. Feel like he might want to use it now while Link can't retort with his own. Or not, either way. Nice stuff.
Nice start.
Yes, he's getting those AA punishes, which is not necessarily something we're seeing from other players, but of course, Groh's AA significantly, like, he's catching him with that new move. So, there's that body language, typically, then he's going to be crouched for this because of the 2A. Yeah, like
threw it out at the wrong moment.
But yeah, he's getting 100% success on this 1A slide B, which looks like 1A, which is typically an online low, and they actually gave it a mix, so that Groh has an online mix that's real. Okay, Soul Calibur 6 development team, if you want. Yeah, he keeps catching with it, too predictable. Nice duck into a jump B, which I'm sure was intentional.
And Link just really keeping up the pressure, forcing Rikuto to go into soul charge. Now it's Rikuto's turn to deal some damage.
Ooh. And damage he will do. Yeah, you can't really get out of that situation. This soul charge definitely paid dividends. I'm surprised he wants to do this. Does he want to try and get the guard break, maybe? Oh, tried to get that quick 1AK. Wow, okay! Did the one hit, really? Yeah, tough situation there.
Wow, and what a quick 3-0, too.
Yeah, that's typically what we normally see from the entire set, but that second game, I guess it just drained all the stamina out of Rikuto. I guess he really felt like he had it, and he kind of did and kind of didn't. It's a real tough situation on both sides. That's the closest Rikuto's ever gotten, though, during these COVID times of trying to defeat that matchup. So I'm curious to see if Link's attitude about it has changed, or if he just feels like, well, it's Astaroth, eventually you're going to be right a lot of times to kill.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
I can't remember who we have next. It's whomever is about to fight Linkorz. Okay, so
all right,
Kashi.
now, I have to tell a story about that. This is good, so I have to let chat know about it. There's a running gag that Kashi and Noah are the same person. So of course the very first thing when I say Kashi and Noah are up, Kashi's like, well, how am I supposed to fight myself?
Well, I mean, if he wants to become a strong Soul Calibur player, he's going to have to realize that that's a battle that you have to fight every day.
You are your own worst enemy.
Yeah. I'm specifically talking Kashi.
Let me go ahead and plug my shameless plug. Kashi team, Royal Mercenaries. Good to see him in. Are we in top 8? This is top 8, right?
Oh yeah, this is losers semis. The winner of this goes to losers finals. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Ooh, okay. Noah was going to be player 1.
Kashi, yeah, Kashi is player 2.
Kashi is the Mitsu on the right. We see
Noah has a Voldo. I did not know this.
I see him play this in ranked all the time. He's played it on Parsec in the past on one of my streams. The War of the Roses, Sundays at 2 p.m. EST. And but typically speaking, what Noah will do is play Voldo for a little while until it's clearly not working, and then he'll go back to
Me now.
But keeps trying to get practice. But yeah, Noah is going to be the Voldo player on the left, Kashi on the right. We're going to do a little bit of a, who's he, what's it, in order to make sure that we know they're friends, when what they should be is bitter rivals.
Planned.
Gets that
All
front
scripted.
tech. So yeah, characters that are not necessarily considered all that powerful in this stage in the game. Kashi's Mitsu is definitely been putting in a lot of work over these past few weeks with these tournaments, but we haven't really seen much work out of Voldo. Very difficult character, very complicated character. We've seen Manta do well in some of these from time to time. Not sure if he was in this one this time around, but he's definitely a very... Noah especially, very much like how he plays Mi-na, will play Voldo in a super spacing, super kind of like just trying to get those 6-6B with punishes and stuff like that, trying to use movement coupled with his moves that have a lot of pushback. So we'll see how he does. Doesn't look like it's going well right now, though.
Art, can you flip the names before chat rebels?
Rebels.
Not a rebellion.
It's happening.
Oh,
But,
sorry.
as you pointed out, Noah definitely not relying on any Voldo shenanigans, at least not yet, as he gets whiff punished.
That's so huge.
Whiff
He
punished
didn't
by
do that jump
Mitsurugi.
in, I don't think. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. He didn't take that CE, though, from Mitsu. I think that's kind of crazy. Ooh, jumping over the 2-2K. Voldo Soul Charge can definitely be very scary if what you feel like you have to do is try to go in on it. See how he just kind of like cancels in and out of stance, but then he's effectively just trying to endlessly bait his opponent into doing something, right?
And that's what I'm saying, but I feel like with Noah's Manta, it's Noah's Manta. Noah's Voldo.
It's Manta.
Noah's Voldo, it's just not as... I feel like with Manta's Voldo, his shenanigans are on overdrive. He's jumping, he's doing everything full screen, but Noah's basically focusing on movement. He's not necessarily playing with the stances.
Standing movement as opposed to like prone movement or mantis
Exactly.
movement. See, like, look at how patient this is. It didn't work out at all. What are you gonna do? Unfortunate timing for that repeat for Noah. Very fortunate timing for Kashi.
Can't stand. You're done for.
All right, Voldo sitting on 2 bars.
Difficult for Voldo to use Bar because Noah doesn't spend a lot of time in back turn, and that's really where the CE gets its power. Always has really long range, but it's not as fast unless... I'm surprised that didn't hit, to be honest, because again, it is a 12 framer when he's in back turn, not so much in front turn. But typically what I see Noah do with his meter is go into the soul attack, which does end up being a break attack, and it can be relatively good as like a setup. He probably doesn't want to use his additional bar right now, though. Oof, okay. Spooky.
Tries to go in for a throw. Denied is Kashi. As we go down to a final round between these two.
Yeah, 1 bar apiece, though Kashi's probably going to get his second one, so we're probably going to see like a soul charge into a CE at some point. Here's the Manta stuff. Gets that clash.
Right,
Okay.
Right, and I mean, that's the first time we've really seen him go into the Mantis stance, which is really uncanny for a Voldo player. But again, Noah just bringing a different style of Voldo to this, as Kashi's trying to create some space again as he's sitting on these 2 bars, gonna burn 1 to soul charge.
See, it's always very spooky, right? Because the only times that we see Noah go in back turn is when he has the ability to do a CE and kill him, which is what that whole exchange was at the very end there. So he decides to spend his 1 bar to get Shura, but now he has to deal with this. Okay, so he moves into that. I wonder if he's going to try to save it for CE to try and bait out a whip punish, or is he going to use a soul attack? Very, very cautious. Oh, that's not going to work with the burst, so that's going to give him the momentum, and that's going to do it for the first game for Kashi.
Noah.
Yeah,
Noah getting murked. Just got murked. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what happened. Noho being a little bit too ornery with that soul charge. Unfortunately, that burst very, very small. I'm curious to see if Kashi... So one of the main weaknesses, one of the main reasons why people don't really consider Voldo to be all that powerful in this game at the moment is because his wall rising punish is pretty bad. It doesn't get particularly good until you're at a massive amount of like negative recovery frames. Otherwise, he just 2A or something. And speaking of overall punishment, his block punishment, especially at -12, also very bad. Very similar to like Astaroth in that way. You can kind of tell that from Blue God beating up on Yototo at Evo Japan. However long ago that was at this point, 12, 15 years ago, I don't know.
It felt like forever ago, right? Back when we were allowed outside.
Okay, oh, he's gonna get the huge combo here. I actually think he could have made it bigger with the second wall bounce, but oh well.
Yeah. I hate that with the wall sometimes. If you're at that weird angle, it will not hit.
Well, hell, he could have just done 6-6K wall into 6-6K wall, and then just completed the rest of the combo like he normally did. Alright. A bar a piece, around a piece. Jump A was definitely not what he wanted. Shoutouts to Hyunmu. Ooh, 2-2K. Noah really likes Voldo 8-way run moves. 2-2A, I understand liking it.
And again, I mean, it's just such an uncanny way to play Voldo, but you know, I can see it's working.
Yeah, it has. It's effective. It's just the problem is that at any point he could potentially get run over by Mitsu damage, especially in a situation like this. This is super bad news. Just uses a move to just get him off of the wall. Yeah, mid break attack, or Hori break attack that is.
Yeah, ducked the grab, but didn't get much off of it.
Ooh, nice sidestep. Not dead yet.
Oh,
Oh, I'm getting some weird janky issues with the stream. I don't know if anybody else is having that right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't
know
make me
who's winning
do
it.
work, guys. Don't make me do work.
What do I have to... What, me? What did I do?
All right, well,
Not you.
Oh, it came
that
back.
was just.
Oh,
That was more
no, it
of the
didn't.
general purpose, you know.
Wow, damn.
Alright, well, Kashi won that second round, but there's a good chance that they are massively ahead of us in some way.
Hey, they are. It's like, what?
Oh, they're not actually that far ahead. Okay. Noah putting out his second bar.
Sorry,
Oh,
guys.
it's still... Okay.
Random internet hiccups. Damn. Help.
We will
Help.
get this to you shortly.
Yeah.
A reversal edge happened. Nice whip punish.
I think the game is fine. Yeah, Art, can you just restart your VLC stream?
Sure. Will do.
I have a. Yeah, I think your stream fell behind.
Okay. Coming
It's
down.
2-2 now.
2-2 in rounds.
Yeah.
Damn.
Mitsu with
second
2 bars.
final.
Oh, but Kashi with double bar. This is going to be gross. I imagine he wants to spend bar immediately, though he may not even have to. I would just soul charge right now. Yeah, there's no point in keeping
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he just needs one really good whiff punish, and that's gonna be it.
Noah trying to make this
Noah.
comeback. Ooh, nice jump.
Yeah.
Captain again. This has effectively eliminated that soul charge and put him in the yellow.
And there we go.
Is that dead? He might be dead. It's yellow life. No, not yet. Does he tech? Or does he keep the mix? He keeps the mix and blocks it appropriately and does a wall rising A, which is...
Yeah, just one chop to the forehead, sending Noah out of the tournament.
So congratulations to Kashi for beating himself up. Hopefully he
Yes.
doesn't beat... And hopefully Noah doesn't beat himself up too much by tomorrow.
You know, everyone gets murked once in a while. It's, you know, you just...
I tried to
Take
do a
what you
beating
get and-
yourself up thing because they were both the same person, and you sullied my reference with your murking.
Shout outs to the rest of Royal Mercenaries.
So Kashi's going to be meeting up with linkorz in losers finals right now, I believe, but we may have some technical issues to hash out first. I will let-
Actually, loser semifinal.
Oh,
They
really?
They got losers
Yeah,
semifinals.
Oh,
we
of
got-
course. Yeah,
We got Vesper waiting in for losers finals.
yeah.
To the stage of history retold.
And I don't know
This
that
is
there's
still-
anything for us to iron out, really. It looks like the game was fine. It was the stream to Arturo.
Yeah. Sorry.
I mean,
kinda
so
got
like,
down.
yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Drop some packets, it'll just kind of plop there.
We
This is
get it,
linkorz
you
versus
guys want
Kashi.
Internet stuff.
Like
Yeah.
Kashi. Alright,
Kashi, yeah.
Linkorz going with the Siegfried, Kashi going with the Mitsu. Last time I remember this happening was it was actually the absolute first time that I did one of my Parsec first to 10 streams. That didn't go well for Kashi at all. That went very badly for him. So I'm curious to see if this is because a lot of time has happened since then. Patches have happened since then. My beard's gotten longer. Who knows what's going to happen? Oh, tried to get that sidestep, but man, oh man. Already in yellow
coming out of
card.
Link. My god.
Yeah, not getting a punish out of that situation, but getting tons of guard damage. This is the first that's 30 seconds. He already got it. Okay. I don't know if that's dead yet, but awfully close. Tries to go for a mix, doesn't work out.
Kashi with a successful grab. Oh, but loses to Bubble.
He took him down to all the way into the red and broke him and continued doing guard damage all within one round. That's not good. That's not good for Kashi. That is my expert opinion that I'm sending out to the world.
Yeah, and I mean, this is I would imagine it's just a awkward matchup for Mitsurugi in general, especially the way Kashi plays him, wanting to go in and really apply the pressure. But you know, the range on Siegfried's sword definitely stops Mitsurugi from getting in as fast as he wants to.
Ooh, going for the lawnmower yet again. Man, Kashi, you got to come up with something quick. All the brilliant sidesteps and fantastic confidence we were seeing from this guy all across this past, this tournament has just completely evaporated. We're shooting down to character selection.
Ouch.
Boy, howdy.
Welcome to the stage.
Art, your mic's open, by the way.
Geralt.
Getting that echo.
Going with Geralt this time? Going with
What?
Raphael this time?
Yes, Kashi has a Raphael. I didn't want to give it away, you know.
Yeah, he's been playing him a little bit. I've seen him play a little bit with Lolo. I've seen him play it on rank just a little bit, but didn't expect him to see it coming out. I feel like this might be a bit of a desperation. I hope I'm wrong.
I don't know about desperation, but you know, he plays Raphael pretty good. I haven't seen him play it Wrath in tournament. Yeah.
Obviously, significantly faster character, but very powerful character. One of the best characters in the game, probably. But you're gonna have a damage disparity until Soul Charge becomes the thing.
Oh no.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
it's
he
only
needed
one
to
round,
capitalize off of that.
And he's got to deal. Yeah, he's got to deal with that Dark Legacy. He's not doing so well at dealing with the bubble just yet.
And that's something I hope he notices, that, you know, the bubble has ended the round twice already.
Yeah.
And
In very
Linkorz is
similar
not
fashion.
afraid. Yeah, and that's what I was just going to say. Linkorz is not afraid to throw it out there, especially if Kashi is not making the adjustments that he needs to.
He's not afraid. Good night, everybody. Oh, man. I mean, it is a weird sight to see Siegfried just running the tempo game constantly back and forth against Raphael. Raphael should be able to get out of these situations constantly, and it's just not working out. Oh, boy.
Yeah, this is really, Linkorz is really running away with this, and it's just the amount of pressure he's doing. It just seems like Kashi just can't find his rhythm to really get anything started. That, and he's also guessing wrong too.
Yeah, that's it.
That's gonna be it.
No, it's not.
Oh, no.
Last saving grace. You've got the ring positioning. Come on, Kashi, you can do it. You
Oh.
did it. Congratulations.
Commentator's curse.
He really should. I think Link really should have soul charged there, just to make sure that situation specifically wasn't going to happen. Oh, decides to go with the soul charge instead of the sidestep.
Again, Linkorz running in, not allowing any space to exist between him and Kashi.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. That was a 10-second round. Overall, it just seemed like Kashi trying to sidestep in a lot of the same situations, and the sidestep's just not working out. Overall, they were just getting caught by the base hold K over and over again. Not much else to say there, honestly.
Nope.
All right. That was pretty quick. On to losers finals.
So it's
Yeah,
going to
it
be
was.
Link versus Vesper. We've seen this already in this tournament. We will see if it changes this time around. Is he going to stick with Siegfried? Is he going to go with Geralt like he did last time? Are we going to see Nightmare from Vesper? Probably not. I'd be willing to bet. My initial bet would be Geralt versus Maxi, but what I hope to happen in my heart of hearts is Amy versus Maxi. Feel like we're not going to see it, but I hope we do.
All right, guys. Once again, have 2 more matches left. Still have time to hit up that match Reno. Help the players out as well as Next Level and the commentators. Use the promo code SAVENLBC163. You'll donate 50 cents to the prize pool. Completely free. And check out the marketplace if you want an item as well as the sponsor quest. Shout out to our friends at G Fuel Energy, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch Quest. Thank you to the top 5 contributors: Space Jones, Zachary Pickett, Clive, Spooky, and the Happy Color. We appreciate anybody that takes some time to use any of the promo codes or sponsor quests. Shout out to Big Spice Rice, that last donation at $20 right there. Thank you so much. But yeah, we appreciate anybody that uses any of those free options to donate. It's a community-based tournament, so I'm sure everybody appreciates your support.
All right. We do have Linkorz versus Vesper up next. Vesper, I think Vesper's in, but Link is a little AFK, so almost there, guys.
Probably needed to go use the restroom or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm tired.
This kind of thing happens to me a lot too.
Been at it
We just
for
end
like
up having to
about-
go through a gigantic spree of matches.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've been going.
Standard.
And just to go ahead.
Nah, I'm saying I've been going through matches since like 2.
And just to point out, Vesper is responsible for Linkorz being in losers.
He did this.
So this is a run back.
It was not by my hand that I was once again given flesh. I was brought here by Vesper. Does anybody know what I'm doing? I guess not.
Dracula. You're Dracula.
Hey, why would you say that?
Darkula.
Thank you. That makes me feel a lot better.
Tribute.
Tribute!
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Anytime I think of that, I think of I want to be the guy. I don't think about the actual game. I always, anytime I hear the word tribute. Okay, so which side is which? History will decide. We are now out at a 3 out of 5. The last 2 matches are going to be 3 out of 5. We're going to see who is going to go up against Xephukai in Grand Finals. Hey, here we go. Yes, no? Alright, Maxi versus Amy.
Ooh, JJJ.
Yeah,
Got what you wanted.
I did. Well, I got half of what I wanted. Now he has to win. So it's difficult for me to say, but when Amy first came out, this matchup was frankly like a joke. Maxi had an impossible time trying to beat Amy because Amy had 4A, which would beat out most stance transitions all the time forever. And then Heaven's Guard came out, which made it a little bit harder. Now that Heaven's Guard is gone, not as easy. Couple that with the fact that Amy just recently got nerfed pretty significantly, significantly as well. I don't know. I'm not sure who's got the upper hand nowadays. But imagine it's still in. Yeah, that 4A
Well,
is
I
going to
mean,
beat
for-
up.
I mean, again, Vesper is responsible for Linkorz being in losers, so I totally see why Linkorz would go to another character that perhaps Vesper would have more difficulty with.
Yeah, if he doesn't know the Amy matchup, that certainly helps. And also, I think on paper, this matchup is still very good for Amy. So if you don't know it, then it's a pretty tough kind of thing. We're not going to see this from Link because he's very uncomfortable doing this. And I don't say this very often, but this is a matchup where you could potentially go white. It's not very often that I will say such a thing. Most people might think that I am blaspheming. but the 4B plus K can actually get Amy out of a lot of stance situations. Trying to play it real calm. Amy's been drastically changed since the last time we've seen her. Gets her 3rd red rose. That's a pretty big deal. Needs one more. Okay, so
But
one
what
round
can I ask you? What specifically is the drastic change? Because I was under the impression it was just like a little mini nerf.
No, I mean, obviously it depends on who you ask, but for me it was a pretty drastic nerf of a handful of things. The 2 most prominent things being Red Rose 4BB. Jesus Christ, and I think that's the end of the second round.
It is. There it goes.
Okay, I'll try to talk about it really quickly. The 2 main things that ended up getting nerfed was 4BB used to be -10, now it's -12, which means every character except for Nightmare is able to punish it, and some characters are where they used to get stuff like AA now can get stuff like CE, and that's a pretty big deal. The other thing is that once you get 4AA online through the roses, it is now -4 on hit as opposed to being neutral, which means a move that used to dominate neutral because once you got hit by it, there was nothing you could do to beat her back at.
Is minus on hit.
Yeah, it's now -4 on hit. Yeah, so now where she would be able to backdash out and use it as a wholeheartedly strong spacing tool, now she effectively has to plant her feet every time she hits with it because she could potentially get beat up by trying to backdash out of it at this point.
Oh, that's
it's pretty big deal.
as I used to when CJ was entering this tournament, I would call him Master 4A for that very reason.
That's how you play, that's effectively how you play virtually every matchup that the character had. That's how you play the matchup. You ate it for as long as you needed to in order to get red roses, and then you became the neutral king. Now, you spend all that time ramping up to something that could still get you killed anyway. Now, that being said, Link ends up winning the first game. Definitely back and forth up until the very last round, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's why I say it's a pretty big nerf, because I was under the impression that Amy had the best matchup chart in the entire game before that because she won so many matchups. Now, the way that she won those matchups is in contestation now, so I'm not 100% sure. Ooh, nice hit. I guess it's one of the other...
Wasn't able to get much of a combo off of it, but still applying a lot of damage. Man, it's all about trying to like figure out. All right, ends up getting the reversal edge that time. Gets a good amount of meter. I should mention some of the buffs that Amy got as well, but I'll do that after the end of this round. Yeah, he didn't have much of it. So, the one big kind of overall universal buff that happened was the fact that like the meter gain off of broken command grabs really helped out Amy a lot. Now she gets meter all the time, constantly. It's a lot like Astaroth or Nightmare. It's crazy. And she has a soul attack that she can apply to a lot of situations. There's that 7 stars for Vesper. The other one, big time buff, is going to be the 6-6B, which is effectively like Cervantes' 2-way plus B at this point. Wow, challenged with a 6BB, jeez. That was spooky. There's that 6-6B, and there's that 6-6B again. Used to be -12 on block, then they changed it to -8. And that's good for her because it force crouches, correct?
But yeah, to a certain degree, it's just the fact that it forces crouch in the sense of the second hit of the string is a high, so people try to crouch it all the time, but you can also cancel it into any parry. Now, that used to not be a big deal, right? Because it was -12, so you're going to be able to punish it anyway. But now with it being -8, there's actually a mix there, and if you catch counter hit with it, you get the SC4 pop-up that gets you about 70 damage when you have red. It's a pretty big deal. Oof.
All right, that's for both for Soul Charge. I definitely agree with this. You need to create the space. But
nice space. I can't necessarily agree with the combo choice there, because I'm pretty sure he could have killed and gotten a rose there. He still doesn't have red, so kind of a big deal, but, you know, we'll see. Wow, what a sort of combo. All right, gets his 4th red rose there. Trying to go through stances. I think he should definitely spend bar here.
Yeah, I mean, he's allowing linkorz to really build that momentum, and there goes the Soul Charge. Linkorz is going to respond with Soul Charge of his own.
Oh, I should mention that buff as well. is that her Rose Throw, which was something that was pseudo recently introduced, like around like season 2, used to be really slow. It wasn't really all that great. Now they made it like she chucks a baseball. It goes super fast, and it can actually, you can get a combo on it because it knocks down. And so if you get hit by the Soul Charge activation and you try to backstep, depending on your character, you're going to get hit for a lot of damage. The 6SB I was talking about, he's got 2 bars. RI for RI. Whoa, tries to A plus B there, a little bit ornery there.
Oh, and I mean, Vesper is sidestepping some of these sequences, but he's not able to capitalize off of them. Gets the wall, though.
Yeah. No, it's not!
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure he had it, because I'm pretty sure he had a... Oh, no.
He absolutely had it. That's so unfortunate.
Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure 6SB plus K would have given the ring out in that situation. This is very similar to that one match that he had against Xeph, where he had the block punishment for the game and ended up not pulling it out, ended up losing the second game, just like this.
All right. Gets the reversal edge.
A lot of reversal edge. I'm kind of surprised by that. Almost has a full bar. Ooh, trying to chase that down. Jeez.
The horizontal of it all.
Yeah. Ends up not getting anything out of his mid parry, too far away. That's not something that you can hit with a reversal edge. I feel like Link is discovering Maxi as this game goes on, which is kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, and he's been trying to challenge at points where Maxi's clearly plus, and he's been eating a lot of 2As, but, you know, it's not enough to really carry Vesper to take a set per se,
Right.
but it's something he should take note of.
Ooh, gets a third parry. Ooh, and he teched into it, so you get the full suite of red roses. That was a big-time mistake by Vesper. The hardest thing about dealing with red rose management is that getting a red rose can potentially go into a mix-up for yet another red rose. He just got the 2-2B lethal hit condition. There is now a 2-2B lethal hit condition. Ends up getting the round there. That was one of the other buffs that happened for her in the latest patch. I think it's really stupid, but if it ends up showing up, I'll talk about it. Gonna re-soul charge back.
Open up with a soul charge.
Okay. Nice challenge on that 6BB.
And again, this pressure from linkorz is just really good as the soul charge runs out.
Nice hit! Does he get a ring out here? No! He did. It was supposed to be AMS A plus B, and he just got A plus B in general. He has another bar yet again. Can still do this.
And Vesper is just looking just a little stuck here. He's taking a lot of damage. And his gauge is blinking red.
Final round for linkorz. He's got all the meter in the world. So does Vesper, but with that blinking guard gauge, could potentially be bad. That's a force block. And that should be game? No, it's not, because the wall's weird. Is that game? And now it is.
Now it's game.
Nice improv combo from linkorz not to bring that one up. But, yep. Link is going to go over to Grand Finals. Haven't seen him play against Xephukai just yet this tournament.
And, I mean, the way he took that last set, just 3-0, 3 straight sets against Vesper, who sent him to losers. So he gets his revenge.
I wonder what made him not play Amy the first time around. Because it seems like his Amy was doing fine there. There must have been some sort of thing going on in his head that he wanted to try and play other characters.
Welcome to the stage of history.
Alright guys, before we get to the grand finals, once again, this is your last chance to get these Match Reno donations in. Help out if you can. Use the promo code SAVENLBC163. Thank you D3XUS for using the Match Reno code. You can check out the marketplace if you want an item. You can check out the special sponsor quest, G Fuel Energy. Tons of clicks right there. Twitter quests, YouTube quests, Twitch quests. Thank you to the top 5 donors, and we appreciate anybody that's clicked or taken any time to contribute to the page. Everybody involved, I'm sure appreciates it. $309 is our current total. And a portion of these proceeds are going to NYC Next Level and to the commentators, you know, for blowing it up this weekend. Thank you guys. Enjoy the grand finals.
All right.
So, oh yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say that it's grand finals. We got Xephukai versus linkorz.
Yep. The last time we saw this was just, I believe, in a previous NLBC, maybe a handful of weeks ago. What I remember from that match was that Link tried Amy the first game. It didn't work out at all. Link then switched over to Geralt, and it was pseudo-close, but overall I felt like Link really had a certain level of timing that was very difficult for Zeph to figure out. So my initial guess is that we're going to see Geralt versus Sophie.
Geralt, Sophitia.
Yeah.
Geralt, show me what you got.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't
Now,
fix
it might change if and when Zeph goes to X. That is that is a significantly different kind of thing you got going on.
But, you know, also just to know, Xephukai definitely has some space to work with to really try and see if Sophitia is just going to bring it home.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Because he isn't winners. But let's see. You know, I've seen linkorz use Geralt to pull him out of so many crazy situations. So for him to start off as Geralt, he's definitely coming with his best.
Yeah, especially against Sophie. I think this is a very solid matchup for Geralt. I would imagine that Link feels the same way. You're talking about a character that can have like fantastic block punishment, and can potentially run a lot of like quick buttons and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is,
we are literally
Geralt with the AA, the 3A, 1-1A, all that kind of stuff. It is very difficult for Sophie to get in and actually commit to a certain level of pressure. Not to mention, obviously Zeph loves to do the soul attack, loves to use the meter, but this is how you get Geralt extra damage as well. Nice hit, and this is what I'm talking about. That's like half life, buddy. All because you wanted to spend bar. Jesus Christ.
and the whiff punish Igni.
Very tough. He's also important to note, due to Ramon and everything, obviously Link is very experienced in this matchup as well. And he's played against Zeph quite a few times as well. Very tough.
And I just want the pace at which Link is playing right now. It's just insane. But here we go. Xephukai finally getting some sort of a sequence going.
Nice duck.
And there's a lethal hit. That's gonna be it.
Always expecting Zeph to go for a duck at the end of a round when he could potentially get a lethal hit or some sort of like a crouch off the grab. But yeah, trying to beat out this 6B, trying to beat out a lot of these moves that are just straight up longer. They don't do as much damage. Obviously, Geralt, outside of a few special situations, Soul Charge included, does not really do a lot of damage. So,
oh my god. Link, please.
Boy.
Link, please.
There's no way. Did he mean to do that?
That was very sane-like of him, you know?
Yeah.
Sane does the same thing where, like, he just jumps randomly or he reads a low and just hops over it and it just looks so freaking cool.
Yeah. That's a good pull. I totally forgot. Yeah, Sane does that all the time. But
All
thing
the
is,
time.
Sane also will just like randomly jump like at mid-screen or like at
Yes.
full screen, which leads me to be like, that's not a read. You were just jumping for some reason, so I can't
Yep.
tell.
That
So
is
this
good
is a bit
point.
of a different matchup. I think that
Shout out to
Sane-
Sane.
Oh yeah, is he here? Well, shout
I'm
out
not
to Sane
sure.
either
I just
way.
randomly
I'm-
mentioned him.
Yeah.
But
This is-
yeah, Xephukai going right to X.
Not surprising. Much bigger mix-up potential, much bigger damage and speed when you're up close. So instead of trying to compete at the mid-range, which Zeph loves to do with Sophie, forget the mid-range, you just go in and start doing stuff. Which Geralt can have a hard time keeping under control. Jesus Christ. So the reason why those 4Bs are happening is that one of the problems that Geralt can have is that his frame advantage on hit never gets above like +2, like virtually ever, right? Which means characters that have an I-10 can be very smothering. It's difficult to figure out. So he's using that 4B for the small tech dodge. It's actually a pretty big read for not a lot of damage. The fact that he's able to pull it off twice, pretty impressive.
And Zeph really throwing in the stance mixes there. But Link completely backing off and then going in for a throw. Now this is something I'm seeing Link do a lot in this particular set is the grabs, and he's finally switching it up because Zeph started to break them, and now he's going for a different grab. So I wonder if that's something that Zeph is going to see coming, but you know, he's not playing Sophitia anymore where off of a grab read, he would get a lethal hit. But you know, X, if she reads it, she can still get some good damage off of a duck throw.
Oh yeah, plenty of wall risings. Like chiefly the main reason why you're seeing so many grabs. For one, Geralt's not a mix-up character. He doesn't have fast mix-up-y kind of things. The best low he has, frankly, is probably like 1B or 1A, which is frankly like a cash out. That's gonna be game. And so you end up doing grabs because his grab range is the size of the universe, and you try to pepper that in just enough to get somebody to duck, something like that, so that you can start doing 60B, which is what you actually want to hit with anyway. So, curious to see when Link kind of rides that line, trying to figure out exactly when the duck is going to happen. Doesn't look like it's going to happen here. Probably going to be, yeah, we're going to go to the last round. Double bar for both of them. Technically speaking, 1AB is going to be a lethal hit here for Link. Doubt it's going to come into play, though.
Yeah, but let's not forget, this is Xianghua. She gets one good whiff punish.
Yep.
Launch into CE territory.
Probably not going to do that until has the, God, it's such a hard amount of time. I'm like one of like 3 people in the universe that wholeheartedly enjoys Geralt gameplay. I'm a big fan of Geralt gameplay. I don't get to see it very often. It's just the sheer amount of chip damage that he's doing now too. He almost had the whiff punch there. Didn't pan out. Uh-oh, here we go.
All right, there goes the first one. It's going to give Xephukai some time to breathe, maybe think about what this Oki situation is going to be.
Good amount of Oki here, too. Yep.
Ooh, completely misses it, but, you know, here we go.
That 2B couldn't see the punish. Jump A into art, and that's it.
Oh, there we go.
Got a little bit too angsty there, but are we going to see a change from a character? Are we going to be playing character hot potato here? Maybe we're going to
We could, but I mean, I don't see
a reason to yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I mean, if Link really he didn't do anything wrong in this matchup. As you pointed out, it's really just a battle of punishes and quick pokes and sidesteps when it comes to Geralt and X. So I don't see a reason for him to switch.
I can see him wanting to switch
with it.
because he doesn't want to get smothered so much. But perhaps he feels like he can potentially get a timing on some of these crouches that Zeph is doing, and so instead of going for the grabs, go for the 6BB instead. All depends. Damn, that crab range is so huge. Wow.
And, you know, he really sticks his hand out to get you. It's crazy.
Yeah, shades of like Nightmare and Siegfried. Not as long as Astaroth and Ivy, but hey. Trying to whip
another no. We saw no Ivy tonight. I'm really disappointed.
That's true. Watch out for the Crybaby. I'm really surprised that he didn't try to go for the Crybaby, but he ends up getting the 2K to win it out anyway. I think the tech forward out of that situation really screwed up Link's timing. I think he got, like, spooked. Catch the backdash with the full crouch 3B. Gee, okay. Oh, decides not to spend meter on that, huh? Or was that just a botched input? I can't tell. Is that 1A? Okay. Lots of bar for Zeph. Dead
Right,
to a
catches
CE.
him sidestepping.
Dead to a CE. Dead to a CE combo as well. Yeah, but now Link is frozen. Nice. I don't think that kills him yet, though. It might
That's
with the wall.
it.
Yeah, it is
That's
with the wall. Okay.
totally it. And what a call out from Link. He has yet to use I always forget what that sign is called, but he has Yurden. He has yet to use Yurden at all, and finally used it when it counts.
I kind of, I don't mean to sound elitist or anything, but I actually kind of saw that parry coming. I'm kind of surprised that Zeph didn't see it as well. I feel like if he had gone for a crouch throw in that situation, which would have effectively whiffed on it. Ooh, we actually did see the 1AB lethal hit.
Oh, what a round and sequence from Link.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that parry wasn't being able to do. I think that crouch grab into like a CE punish on the parry would have been the way to go.
And that's one of the things when you're fighting Geralt and, you know, you have a character that, ooh, nice lethal hit.
This is one of the few places that
and you're dealing with a character that really relies on maybe conserving their meter. It's just, you know, you're fighting a Geralt, it almost forces you to use it because he gets a buff by you holding onto your meter.
He decides to spend Soul Charge here. Not a surprise. Bonus bar, effectively. But he's still not out of this this hole here. I think it's the problem. Still not able to try and find the ducks. I wonder if Zeph knows that that bubble, although it's very fast, is punishable by X. Doesn't matter now, so that's going to be 2-1 for Link in the first set of Grand Finals. It is important to note that X's AA might not be long enough to get it, but in terms of frames, it is punishable. Don't really see it outside of Soul Charge. It takes a lot of bar. Wow, we're always...
Right, and Link on this potential reset.
Yep. Getting that 1A in there. Important to note, 1A -4 on hit, so again, it's kind of a cash out, which is why the mix-ups really aren't that great. Ooh, tried to go for a 4A, a bit ambitious there. Nice duck again. Man, Link has still not figured out that timing.
Look at that cheeky attempt at a crybaby. Looks like it just switched up the momentum for it. Not even the momentum, but just throw something out that would just throw your opponent off. You know, why would you go into that stance right in the middle just like that? But, I mean, hey, what do I know? I don't have that privilege.
Few of us do. Man, waking up with Wall Rising B again. Maybe... Is Geralt's Wall Rising B just straight up fast enough to where you don't have to deal with that mix-up at all? Looks like Zeph is running away with this fourth game.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like he's just found a really quick tempo to match Geralt's speed, but he is consistently getting whip punished with Igni. I believe that's 6BB from Geralt.
Yeah, 6BB is the move for Geralt. It's going to happen all the time, especially if you're playing a character with less range. This is the move that you whip punish with, unless you can get like a giganto punish, in which case 6B plus K is the way to go. But that doesn't really happen in like solid gameplay. Yo, 2B to smash that crybaby down on the ground. Alright.
Just tell him no.
Yeah. Brr.
Right, I mean, Xephukai is really going to have to put an end to this. You do not want to give Link any sort of momentum. Both of them sitting on 2 bars, but, you know, only one of these characters gets a buff off of their opponent having 2 bars.
Yeah, also to mention that, like, obviously, like, the bar doesn't necessarily... So, characters that spend Soul Charge often can get really screwed up. Wow, that... Oh my god, that duck. So crazy. But yeah, mostly the CEs are going to be, or the meter's going to be used for CEs rather than anything else. He's dead to a CE, a 2-2B into a CE, a 3B into a CE. So many things kill linkorz right now. No punish because that's -12. Surprised he's not using meter, and there it is.
Oh, there it goes.
Man, he has not figured out this crouch timing yet. He keeps trying to catch him. Keeps trying to catch those crouches with 6BB, but then he got too scared because 2-2B effectively like sidesteps and stuff, so he was worried about that as well. Man, oh man.
No complaints here.
Is it tournament point or is it reset point? linkorz, what will you decide to do? Continue with the matchup that you're warm on but isn't all that great, or go to a cold matchup that you haven't warmed up yet on? Maybe you want to change the stage, maybe you want to take a break, maybe you want to hang out, grab a drink. What do we want to do? Is it going to be Amy? It is going to be Amy. This is a matchup that well, okay, he hasn't decided yet. Okay, he has... Change of music. Okay, we have decided that this is the matchup that we're going to live or die off of at the moment.
Amy versus Xianghua.
Yep. This is a matchup that I used to believe Amy totally dominated. Now, again, because of the nerf, I'm not entirely sure. I'd be willing to bet that it's still pretty good for Amy.
All right, linkorz immediately going to stack up these roses.
Fantastic reader on the AMSB.
By the way, Art, it's 2-2. Score is 2-2.
Yeah, currently the score is 2-2. It's going to be reset point or tournament point. Doesn't end up getting the rose because the wall screwed things up. He's got 2 so far. Yeah, nice sidestep. Nice 2-2B, really. Ooh, catches him. Gets the combo, he does. Doesn't get the rose. That's totally fine, though, when you win the round. This is
Definitely, especially at how close it was during that last round.
this is going to be a pretty big deal because he's got 3 red roses already. So the reason why I used to say that this matchup was completely like Amy dominated is because, as you can tell, unlike Geralt, they are mashing buttons at the same speed, right? They're constantly mashing buttons. Amy can contest with X. But the problem is that once you get red, you can do stuff like this. And X can't compete with that, really. And AAA is really good. Yeah, suddenly you're a character that's all about speed and neutral, and you're fighting against a character that is directly better than you in every way. Decides to go for the outdated combo. That wasn't optimal. But he's 2 rounds up.
And another thing he doesn't have to worry about is, you know, now that Geralt's not on there, he doesn't have to worry about the buff from holding on to 2 bars.
Yeah, that's true.
But with punish nonetheless, all these characters have really good CE with punishes.
I would actually say that that one's kind of tough because that's a I-16, so that's about as average as it gets when it comes to a CE with punish. 2-2K, don't get reverse rung out though. BBBB, I hate it when he uses that. Okay, he ends up getting it, so it's gonna be a reset for linkorz. I can't remember if he's character locked. Is Link character locked now that it's been reset?
Yeah.
He's still a character
Yeah,
locked.
he won the last match, regardless
Yeah,
of the
but
reset.
the match, quote unquote, is over. That's why.
No, he won the last match, regardless of the reset.
Okay. So we're gonna go over to Sophie now. I don't think that this is necessarily a bad matchup for Amy. I just know that Geralt is probably significantly better, or at least the one that he's more comfortable with at this point.
But Amy versus Sophitia, I mean, I would imagine that they're both definitely going to play at the same range. A lot of running in and just...
Yeah, for the most part. The punishment game is obviously heavily in Sophie's favor. Once you get red, the neutral game is heavily in Amy's favor, but until then, you kind of have to survive this onslaught of stuff. Ooh, nice catch on that 2-2B. Yep.
Ooh, nice sidestep from Zeph.
I didn't want to mention it yet, but obviously I have quite a lot of experience of dealing with Zeph, and the way that Zeph deals with this matchup is he makes it as hard as humanly possible to get roses, which is really what you're supposed to be doing just in general against Amy. There's no character that should be fine with Amy getting roses, right? Getting hit by the high parry K, why? But one of the best ways to try and keep Amy from getting roses is for sidestepping constantly. She doesn't actually have a way of getting roses off of a horizontal. Unless you would count like full crouch H plus B.
Alright, Zeph applying this pressure here with, I believe that's 1K from Sophitia.
Amy with 2 bars. I really feel like he could use them at some point. Gets the red. No! Oh, he went for the max damage combo, and it ends up costing him the round. That sucks. This is what sucks about trying to get roses. So instead of what?
Oh my god, she's still alive. Just one more hit.
I lost. Oh, okay. I thought for sure he was going to go low, so I lost. He should have spent bar at some point, though. That kind of stinks. He went for the max damage combo off of the 1B when you don't have roses, which is why that happened that way. And this is the counter hit thing that I was talking about. Look at that damage. Very heavy stuff there. Yes, the GI, but it's not a very high level GI, so it doesn't really matter. Doesn't guess right on the 50-50. Nice. Ooh. Yeah, typical timing, people, when they are used to things like 3BA, will block the 3B, duck the A, which is a low. People like Nightmare, Yoshi, Sophie, people like that. But you can do 3B into mid-parry to beat out that option.
And Xephukai really keeping this pressure up. Trying to get something started with the 6-6B, but it just hasn't been landing. But it has been doing a lot of guard damage and creating some space between Amy and Sophitia. And again, with Sophitia, it's just such a good move to toss out on OP as well.
Yeah. Hitbox is gigantic. Also, he can go into Soul Charge now without having to worry about additional things that Geralt would have had. So loses that too. Link has got to spend some bar, yo. He never. I mean, come on. Yeah, what do we say?
Oh, he heard you. Soul Charge.
I mean, of course he was going to do it at this point. Okay, gets a good amount of damage here. I assume Zeph knows about the force block here. Let's see if he does. Oh, we're not even going to do it. Never mind. Nice call out on the parry. So we are
But what is the force block? Like going for what? 6-6B on
214A.
2-1-4A.
It's this little Viola used to have it as like just an actual move in SE5, but 214A is like this little hop that she does into a break attack that is a horizontal low that's neutral on block. But if they try to roll, if they try to wake up and step, if they try to do anything other than block low or wake up an RI, they just have to block it. That's it.
Mm.
All right.
But Link switching to Geralt.
Yeah, definitely character hot potato. Not surprising here. So effectively, we're going to go back to, even if he gets what he wants, we're almost assuredly going back to X versus Geralt after this match is over. Nice GI, I like that. This is the thing. When you have two people who can play multiple characters where the matchups are kind of deciding who's winning, the person who wins the first game is in a heavy advantageous position because they're just going to be going back and forth. Very shades of like Street Fighter 2 Turbo, where they just constantly go back and forth in extreme matchups.
Yes, but despite the character switch, Xephukai taking the first game pretty convincingly. But again, this is the good thing about Geralt in general. Just the whiff punishing is so good.
Ooh, nice side step. That's the parry. That gets one of the signs out of the way. Something that we haven't necessarily seen. We only saw it once again in the game with Kashi, but he can ratchet up additional lipo hits depending on how many signs he pulls off. The parry is actually one of the harder ones to get, in my opinion. He gets the flame, which is the easiest one to get. We may see it, we may not. Tons of meter for Xephukai right now. Oh boy.
Ooh.
What? Oh, okay.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely not what he wanted, but
No. Oh, wow, what a 2A. Whoa, okay. Right. The old Geralt jump K to jump over the mid of Sophie.
But here we go, Xephukai coming through with this soul charge.
Yeah, he didn't end up getting hurt all that much. In fact, actually did quite a lot of damage to linkorz himself. Oh, nice punish. Oh
Ooh,
no!
Gets knocked
Oh
out.
man, shades of nightmare.
Now,
Oh,
are we going to see
immediately paired with
potato?
and immediately into X.
Welcome to the stage of history retold. Geralt, 2B.
What? Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I got screwed up there by the 2B there for a second. Zeph doesn't strike me as the person who would even entertain the idea of playing 2B. So we're back to the characters that I feel like Link was not necessarily interested in dealing with, but he has to win. In order to win this set, he's gonna have to win on a disadvantageous, quote-unquote disadvantageous matchup at least once.
Yeah, which means he's got to overcome X.
Yeah. He's done it. We saw him win this at least once. If he wins it just once, it means he's in a place where he could potentially go to Amy, which he obviously feels more confident in.
I feel like they've been playing each other for so long. Did we see X versus Amy?
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of a, I don't want to say a landslide, but a relatively solid win for Amy. The 3A not long enough. There you go. Oh my god,
Just,
that's average.
Come on. I'm going to file that under Akubo, please.
That's like 3 character lengths. Well, I mean, Astaroth and Ivy still have larger ones. It's that back turn combo.
Linkorz running away with this second round with the perfect.
Had to spend a lot of bar in order to do it, but that's totally fine for Geralt. Geralt typically doesn't need more meter than just enough to do that. That's all that he needs. Ooh, nice vertical parry. I like that a lot. Somebody just went to school. Nice punish. Just trying to back up, try to create space, trying not to get overwhelmed, but very difficult to do. One because it's Zeph, 2, okay, ends up catching a... Is that a counter? I don't think it was a counter hit. I think he was just trying to duck.
Link just taking his time, chipping away at his health, but goes for the Yurden on Wake Up. That's absolutely going to end the... Oh, no, it's not.
It doesn't actually do that much damage. He still has a bubble. Yes, I knew it! Yeah, Zeph trying to back up the way he typically does, but it's not going to work against that bubble. Fantastic meter management. Oh, man, he could have gotten the 1 AB lethal hit again. Okay, decides to cash it out so he doesn't have to worry about that lethal hit.
Okay, Xianghua still has one bard. Don't expect him to really come off of it, but Xephukai really keeping the pressure up.
Oh,
But
wow.
again, I'm just
It's really hard to do
seeing how the ability for Geralt to whiff punish with 6 BB is really just a sight. You cannot give him the opportunity to do that. I mean, his ability to just 6 BB when you attempt to do something and mess it up. I mean,
Now, with
man.
all this being said, this is barely breaking all the important grabs. Ooh, caught him! Okay, that doesn't do it just yet, and that's gonna do it. Wow. 2-1 for linkorz. That is a huge deal. He won on the quote-unquote disadvantageous matchup, which means even if he loses this next one, he could potentially go back to Amy, which he had won before in the past. So this is going to be a rough sell for Zeph now. I wonder if this is going to bother him. It looks like it's kind of bothering him.
Yeah, I mean, this is the momentum that linkorz really needed to just put an end to this. But, you know, Xephukai not giving up. We don't expect him to, but it's still Xianghua.
Ooh, went for a grab there. I wonder if that was supposed to be something else. Just significantly more of this gameplay. Zeph just going as aggressive as he can, because obviously the more space there is, the more he dies. He needs to be suffocating. God!
And again, I mean, if I had a dollar for every time he has stepped out of the way and gotten 6 BB, just
You would have more money than this match arena. Oh man, these grabs. If these were 6 plus Ks, that would be a hell of a lot more damage. 1B. Wake up AA. I can definitely respect it. The most awkward jump kick, but honestly, probably Geralt's best jump move. Link.
and again, oh my god. 6 BBs.
Yo, thank you to Malice, $88 in cash. 420.69, the meme number.
420.69, yo. That's the way.
We
to
did
do
it.
Did it?
We win.
This was the goal the whole time.
Good job, Malice.
All right, we
fixed
don't need
it.
to do the rest of these matches. Nice
And
3A.
again, Xephukai on 2 bars. Definitely gonna look to want to use them. Maybe not now, saving for a potential final round.
Well, that's the
But
difficult
who
thing, right?
knows?
In order to use them, he has to use them on CEs. He doesn't feel comfortable giving a soul charge. One, because the soul charge isn't all that great, and the additional damage that Link is going to
That
get.
Geralt gets, yep.
Another whiff punish, almost at half life at this point. Zeph just unable to figure this timing out. Link, as far as I know, refuses to play Geralt in typical online gameplay, but Parsec is totally different. Shout out to Parsec. One hit away, practically. I think 1 6BB will kill.
And the defense coming out of linkorz, he is just really
Webbling
keeping
is
up
going.
solid defense here. And
Oh,
there it goes.
There's an additional one. This is going to give him Fantastic Oki. He's got a lot of work to do, though. He's not, well, when I say a lot of work, yeah, I think he's actually dead to a CE. Now he definitely is. Into a grab that's going to
Oh
ring
my
out.
God.
Okay, 2 bars to 1.
Potential. Here we go. Final battle for this set. linkorz still looking to just take this tournament win, but Xephukai not going to let him go without a fight. Here we go.
Backdash for 6 BB. He's got a lot of meter. Okay, he just got, never mind. He doesn't have an additional lethal hit just yet. Or at least a workable one. 3B into CE. Sensing
Go
Link.
ahead and cash out.
He's got so much meter, he could potentially do a lot of chip damage off of like 6 BBs on block. If he so chooses. Could go for command grabs. Oh, Zeph is getting this timing down. Pat, that's minus 14, takes the damage. GI.
Oh no.
Oh my god, no, that's not it yet. That's very close.
No, this is not going to kill, but it's going to be so close.
Oh, word. He has a 1B lethal hit.
And there it goes.
Called it.
Called it.
Well done, Jay.
for the Voldo.
Man, oh man.
Linkorz coming back from being sent to losers with by Vesper.
Yep.
Coming back, resetting this bracket in grand finals to win the entire tournament. Very on brand for Linkorz. Very on brand.
I really feel like this is what you see from people who have been playing this game for a long time, and now we're getting to the meta where we're seeing constant back and forth of characters and stuff, right? And it's definitely something that I'm curious to see happen once we're finished with COVID and we have all the timings and stuff that we typically have left at our fingertips, and we can start seeing some of these characters that we've only seen in online gameplay, Haomaru, Setsuka, Huang, like characters that we haven't actually gotten down to the knit and gritty.
Oh my god. That is
I'm
such a good
very
point.
excited.
A chunk of these DLCs have not been seen offline.
Yeah,
They
we
were
don't
registered
know.
to me.
We try to come up. I vehemently disagree with the idea of coming up with tier lists with characters that we frankly don't even know how they play yet. We don't know what the counters are just yet. I'm very. It'll be a very exciting time, and it's very rapidly approaching. I think that by the middle/end of this year, we might actually start seeing that kind of thing happen. It's a very exciting time.
Mhm. But congratulations to Linkorz. Very on brand. NLBC's own, winning the tournament. How nice.
I'm glad we no longer have to watch the parade of Marylands and chat.
Don't tempt them. It's
They'll
still
do
coming.
it. They'll do it. They'll
yeah,
have no
yeah.
shame. Yeah, I know.
Whether we want them to or not, and
There
we
it is.
don't.
I summoned it. All right, everyone. We are.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We have put. Yeah, go ahead.
No, nothing. Sounds amazing, man. Shouts to the 42069 in the match arena. Thank
Hell
you,
yeah.
Malice, for getting us there. Couldn't have done it without you.
It's true. Thanks, Malice. I gotta say, it's really great that we managed to get this money so we can get everybody paid. Thank you, everyone who donated to the Matcherino. Thanks, Jay and Clive, for hanging out and talking about Soul Calibur tonight.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. You guys got anything you want to plug before we send these folks off?
Now I'm not gonna miss an opportunity
Here
to
we
tell
go.
people to not only wear their masks and wash their hands and don't gather, but to follow me on Twitter. I just posted in the chat, y'all. Okay, I'm done.
Oh, should I do that?
Go for it.
Yeah, you should.
I'm giving you a platform.
Why does everybody? Wait, how do I plug my own Twitter? You know
Copy
what?
and paste.
Forget it. This is the Twitch channel for War of the Roses, 2 p.m. Eastern. Just go over there. Also, I feel like I'm the only person involved in these streams that doesn't get a mod in Furby's chat.
Oh, you don't.
Oh,
that's right.
All you gotta do is ask. I got it.
Because now that I lost all of my channel points,
There you go.
there's no point trying to get that anymore.
Now he wants to be a mom.
Art hands out the
Hey,
swords.
I actually didn't have Carbon Clad modded until today either.
Oh, okay, there
Yeah,
you go.
it hit me when I also tried to go to predict, and it was like, you can. I was like, oh crap.
But yeah, if you guys want to see more information on the lineups for the War of the Roses streams that we have every Sunday at 2, if you want to see more about my commentary, if you want to catch up on the dates for anything that I'm involved in, those are the best places to catch me at, the Twitch and the Twitter.
There you go.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, Art, for putting up with us yet again. Putting up with all the Maryland fans in the chat, the fans of Pop-Tarts, both blue and pink.
Wildberry.
And
I'm so
yeah,
sick of those Pop-Tarts. Oh my god.
so many Pop-Tarts.
I'm
Snap.
tired. I'm
Mouse,
tired
really-
of the Pop-Tarts.
Yeah,
I
but-
said what I said. Nobody's
You
gonna stop
have
me
to-
from saying it.
Yo,
You have
guys,
to
Tired
Malice.
of those Pop-Tarts.
Malice made the tweet. Made the
You made
tweet.
the tweet.
Yeah, saying, made the 42069 happen.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
There you go. Nice. Very nice.
Good. Yeah. Retweet that shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm already about it.
All right.
Thank you, Malice.
Yeah, the 3 retweets are Arturo, Sabateus, and me.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
We know what's up.
Hell yeah.
Nice. All right.
All right, y'all.
So
Good
yeah,
night.
that's another NY Calibur Online Edition, NLBC, and we'll see you next week for more delicious Parsec. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I hope everybody enjoyed playing, and as usual, follow NY Calibur on Twitter so you get updates about scheduling, which is usually every Sunday. But if it's not, then follow Twitter and you'll know.
Of course.
And yeah,
for sure.
all right, I'm gonna go sleep. I'm tired.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
All
almost
right.
10 hours. All right. Thank you.
Oh boy. Yeah. Time for bed, everyone. All right. See you all later.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Catch y'all later. I stream. I'll catch y'all later. I thought you the homie Rizwan. Right now he's playing Alpha 2 Legend Boss. So you know how I am with these old games. We always trying to blow it up. So we're raiding Wiz. Let's blow him up real quick. All right, peace, guys. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Shout out to all the subs and followers, etc. Make sure you follow the channel, sub to the YouTube, FGC7. Laters, guys. Thank you.